Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantabulous episode of the Not So Fast podcast, where even the God Arceus himself stops to listen. I am your host, John.
I am Alex, and it's the almighty Sinnoh, dude.
I don't give a shit.
Fair enough.
I'm Greg, and I'm finally playing Legends.
Yay!
Finally.
Round of applause to the guy who couldn't fucking start Legends because he just had to beat Brilliant
they're
Diamond.
so friendly.
In a Nuzlocke, mind you, and I finally did. Thank God for Mamoswine with a Quick Claw and Freeze Dry going up against a Garchomp that was, 8 levels higher than it.
Which one is it? 7, 8, 9?
It was 8.
Whoa,
58.
why?
Yeah, 58 leveled Mamoswine going up against a Garchomp that had double swords danced, and already took out my starter.
Alright, well, we got a lot of news to get to today. There's one thing we want to talk to you guys about, and I'm going to let Greg take the helm here because it's kind of important. We want to try and get the word out there on this because he brought this to our attention last week when the news dropped after we recorded last week's episode. So, Greg, you have the floor, good sir, for a little bit. Let's explain what's going on with the anime YouTube community.
So, obviously, there has been a controversy. Maybe you heard about the situation with Totally Not Mark and Toei Animation, more so than this, considering how Toei tried to do, like, a big takedown on Mark's channel, and through the skin of his teeth and YouTube's legal system, or legal or claim system was able to, get his channel back, as well as the videos that were taken down by Toei. However, now we move on to a creator who's less known, but has been on the site for a lot longer. Suede. You may remember him as a film and anime reviewer back when that guy with the glasses.com was still a thing, years ago. Currently speaking, he is in a situation with GoPro. I'm gonna butcher the full name of the company, so I'm not gonna go into it. We'll have a link in the description for the entire video.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description on YouTube. If you're listening to this on YouTube, I will put a link in the description. You guys can go check that out. If you're listening on Spotify or Anchor or any other place you guys get your podcast from, I would seriously check. If you're listening to this on there, go check out our YouTube channel. The video will have a link in the description.
Yeah.
Click on that and go watch that.
So, the short of it is that GoPro has found a way to circumvent through the claims and legal system that YouTube has set up for its creators who use anime IPs or Japanese content or IP in general for their videos by essentially putting them through a small claims system complaint system where they could take down your videos and issue strikes onto the channel by doing this, but then they'll have their legal team set you up with a legal fees if you want to fight them that is just high enough where it can make a difference to hurt you financially, but not low enough where it's worth it to fight it financially speaking. So essentially, the person who will be targeted by this, any creator that uses a Japanese IP, could potentially lose thousands of dollars trying to fight this. But to fight it, you would have to go through to Japan's legal system in person to deal with this, which will cost way more than what it's worth what GoPro is asking for their small claims. In the case of Suede, it was around 80,000 yen, which would translate to about 700 US or $1,000 by New Zealand standards.
And which, even then, YouTube doesn't pay you that much. We see all these YouTubers now have Patreons, have other business, because with the way the guidelines work for YouTube now, you don't get paid much through YouTube.
If you're not in a multi-channel network, an MCN, or if you don't have enough clout to fight this, chances are you can't do anything about it. Because you will be fined this. If you don't do anything about it, you're going to get your channel taken down. And in the case of Suede, what sucks for him is that he can't even visit Japan now, which has been a dream of his for a long time.
Well,
because he's under suspicion or threat that, if he doesn't do anything about it and tries to go to Japan, there's always the chance that someone's going to going to come after him and take him through the court system for this. As a person, him as a person that only has 20,000 subscribers as of this recording, from what I've seen, also with autism, who's trying his best to run this channel and a livelihood for him and his family. He said it himself. He's not a person who's equipped to handle this kind of situation, and in 3 months' time, his channel will be taken down. So there goes all of that work he's done for the past 8 years on the site.
Although he did say he does have the scripts, he does have everything backed up.
And he does want to continue on with another channel to try for one more attempt. But yeah, this is a serious thing, because GoPro has essentially circumvented through the normal means in which people have been doing this for years now. The only way to seemingly get past this is through geo-blocking. And the reason why they're doing this is strictly because Japan's idea of fair use, legally speaking, is different from what...
Fundamentally different.
Fundamentally different from what U.S. standards are for fair use. Even if you do everything right by YouTube's claims and rules and guidelines for your videos and whatnot, Japan's not going to care about that. They're going to take you to court over this. This is the worst case scenario. If someone other than GoPro decides to start doing this, we'll use Toei as the example.
Which
and
we're not saying in any way, shape, or form that Toei is going to do this. This is just in case, because we've heard numerous stories from Team 4-Star saying they have been in talks with Toei Animation. It's not them claiming the videos at that precise time. That was YouTube's copyright strike system that was broken which still is broken.
Yeah.
For a long time. But
essentially, where was I? Yeah, essentially speaking, if we're using Toei as the example and totally not Mark, if Toei does this to Mark, they're gonna kill his channel. They're gonna straight up kill his channel, and they're gonna kill off any other channel that's not, popular enough to have the kind of financial or legal protection enough
to pay the fucking fine and move on.
To pay the fine. And the worst part about it is, as Swade said in his video, they could just do it again. They didn't target every one of his videos for this. They targeted half of his videos. Specifically so they could do it again if by some means he's able to go past this.
When I upload this video tonight, I'll double check. I don't know if YouTube as of right now has geo-blocking for smaller creators. I'll have to double check.
That will have to be the case for every content creator going forward if this situation is addressed clearly enough.
It's sad because anime brings a lot of happiness to people's lives. It's brought happiness to our lives. We grew up watching it, certainly. And the fact that some of these Japanese companies are trying to go after these small-time creators...
Well, again, it's at this point, it's just GoPro. GoPro has been the first one to figure this out and do it. And it's only a matter of time if anyone else follows suit.
See, here's the thing. I'll play devil's advocate. If GoPro wants to do it, that's fine. They're not doing anything more... It sucks, but like he said in the video, they're not doing anything inherently wrong. But I'm going to play devil's advocate and say not all Japanese companies are going to do that. Because here's the thing. It seems like a lot of the Japanese companies want people to digest their anime however they can. Like either if it's somebody explaining an arc to them, or somebody explaining the powers, or the character development, or something like that. Because then that gets them interested in the anime. But it's a sad time where now we have to worry that anime YouTube could become a thing of the past if these other companies want to start doing this.
And honestly, that's the worst thing about it. If that's the case, then suddenly a good portion of content from YouTube's entire history is just gone. An entire genre of videos on the site will be gone.
And it really sucks because there's a lot of guys I watch on there that do a lot of anime content. Your Team 4-Star, the guys who do the SAO Bridge, the guys that do, I was going to say Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, but that's also Team 4-Star.
Yeah.
There's a guy I go on there to, if there's something I don't know about One Piece, there's this, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I go on there for his One Piece videos. It's just it's
It's
insane.
It's essentially only a matter of time. And again, technically speaking, it's nothing inherently illegal that the company is doing.
If anything, they're doing it the legal way. That's
No, they are doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're doing it the legal way.
That doesn't make them morally in the right, but
oh god,
morally in the right is subjective in this case because it's from a culture from a different country that's targeting an autistic man from New Zealand.
I must say Switzerland.
But anyway,
it's
like we said for the third time, we're going to have Swade's video in the description for as long as it's up.
We're going to try our damnedest to help this guy because he absolutely needs it. From the video I watched, he sounds like a very nice guy. It sucks that it happened to him. It sucks that this is happening to him. It really, as three creators trying to come up in this era of YouTube, it's definitely a shitty thing to go through.
Especially some of us who have been fans of content creators like him for a couple of years now and are appreciative of what he's been trying to do given his situation. Like
creators like that bring smiles to so many people, whether they know it or not. There could be a day where, somebody's having a bad day and they go on. We'll just use him as an example. Devil Artemis. People go on and watch those Cell Versus videos, which are absolutely hilarious. But yeah, it's a sad thing for this day and age that we have to go through this right now. When in my eyes, the world should be coming together with everything that's been going on. But that being here or there, you still gotta make money, I guess, if you're those companies or that company.
Right. But anyway, moving on.
Going on to sadder news, Ivan Reitman died at 75 this past Saturday. Saturday was the 12th, right?
Saturday was the 12th.
Okay. If you don't know him, you certainly know his work.
No, sorry. No, yesterday was the 14th, so Friday was the 12th.
Friday was the 12th? Okay.
Yes.
If you don't know, Saturday's the 12th.
Yeah.
If yesterday was the 14th, Sunday was the 13th, Saturday's the 12th. So you were right the first time.
No.
Ivan Reitman, if you don't know his name, you certainly know his work. The director and I want to say co-writer of the original. No, I don't think he was the co-writer. He was the director of Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. He died at 75 this past Saturday. I did find out the reason of his death this time. He apparently he just passed away soundly in his sleep. He was just he's a big bucket of wind for this man. Not only did he craft my childhood with the Ghostbusters, he crafted so many other people's childhood with the Ghostbusters, and he helped work. Was he the director for Ghostbusters Afterlife, or did he just help on that?
I believe he just helped with that.
I still gotta watch it, but oh my god, it's sad to see one of those. And I texted Greg this earlier, Alex. I said 2022 just loves kicking us in the balls
with killing off people.
Betty White, Danny Tanner, Bob Saget, and then now Ivan Reitman and Meatloaf. It's just it's sad that we have to say goodbye to these great people who put so much into our lives. Even if they don't know, they won't know us, but they still know people are putting smiles on, or they're putting smiles on our faces. Again, going back to the entertainers. Well, let's get out of the bad news. Let's get into some funny news. The New York Post is under fire right now.
Oh, what's
normally we don't talk about other journalism platforms on here. We never had a chance to. Really, nothing caught my eyes to a story, but this caught my eye. So those of you that don't know, this past Sunday was the Super Bowl. Rams and Chargers?
Rams and Bengals.
Rams and Bengals. Sorry, I'm not a big
good
football
Super.
guy.
It was a good Super Bowl.
Was it? I've heard the game was going back and forth for a while.
Oh no, I unfortunately didn't catch everything, so I can't really say that for certain. But I will tell you this now: Bengals were dominating for a good portion of the game until near way through half when suddenly the Rams just started kicking into high gear. I was under the impression that the Bengals were going to win since they were already in the fourth of the final, only with a minute and a half left, and then suddenly the Rams get a touchdown, and then they end up going past the Bengals score, and now
I saw a picture.
It was a good Super Bowl.
I saw a picture on TikTok and I screenshotted it, and it was The Simpsons. And it was an episode where they said the Bengals were going to beat the Rams 34-31. And I sent that to my mother and my stepdad saying, if this actually happens, let me know.
So here's the funny thing about that. That was actually from an episode back in 2005. And I was under the impression that, like, holy crap, if the Bengals win, it's gonna be the result of a 17-year-long prophecy prophesized by the Simpsons of all things.
If that actually came to fruition, I would have shut my mouth on The Simpsons. I would have sat down and I would have started watching it. I have not watched a single episode of The Simpsons. I can't get into The Simpsons, but if that were to happen, I was going to start watching it to see what else comes true. But needless to say, there's two stories coming out of the Super Bowl. One story is that New York Post basically tried to slam Snoop Dogg for smoking weed before his halftime show. There's a video that gone viral of him toking up before he goes out.
He's Snoop Doggy Dogg.
I was about to say, here's the thing. Then there's actually three stories. Sorry. Then there's this whole thing. New York Post trying to drag his name through the basically trying to drag his name through the mud, saying, "Oh, he smoked weed before the Super Bowl halftime show." Everybody,
how could he do such a thing?
Everybody and their grandmother went on any kind of social media, any kind of use. I thought this was the funniest thing in the world. They were ripping New York Post a new one because, first of all, it's Snoop Dogg. He does that shit.
Yeah, that's literally like part of his persona.
Yeah, it's like
excuse me.
We can literally call him His Highness. But like, if you're gonna go after somebody for smoking weed, why would it be Snoop Dogg?
He's open about it.
That's half that man's career is token up before he goes on stage. Like, oh my God, guys. I can't believe... Mind you, he did it in Los Angeles, L.A., California. No, not Los Angeles, but he did it in California.
Did he?
The Super Bowl was in California, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I think so.
I want to say...
We're not big football watchers, guys. Sorry.
I know it was Rams Stadium, but I keep wanting to say St. Louis. But I know that they're not the St. Louis Rams.
I got told it was... I read the first... I read the New York Post, and it said it was in California. It's legal there. I think it was legal there before anywhere else.
Probably.
So the fact that they're going after this man for smoking weed, that is legal in the state that it was legalized in. Are they just grasping for straws for the New York Post at this point?
Well, I'm pretty sure this was a grasping for straws situation here.
Nothing was going on in New York, so I mean, you gotta talk about something.
Then on top of that, another story broke out through the night. One of the losing team's players went to see Kid Laroi or something like that. He was a rapper. I know one of his songs off the top of my head, but I can't think of the song. It's a TikTok song that got big off of TikTok. Can't Make Your Wife Out of a Hoe, if you know which one that is. He wanted to go see him on stage. He likes him. He likes that rapper, that singer, and that's understandable. People were ripping him apart online. His team lost, and he's trying to get his mind off the loss by going out and having a good time. So the man is legitimately trying to clear his head after one of the biggest losses he will probably suffer in his career.
Yeah, the Super Bowl's a big game. Like, regardless, it still takes a toll on people.
He's trying to recover from that loss by doing the shit he wants to do and going out and having a good time.
Having a good time. Sorry.
I don't understand. I don't understand where these people are coming from, attacking Snoop Dogg, attacking this guy for going out, trying to get his mind off of it. Because I bet you $5 that guy sat in the locker room, looked down at himself, went into a mirror and said, you know what, I may have lost this year, but goddamn it, we're going to make it back and we're going to win next year. The guy made it to the Super Bowl. I understand that that's a big loss, but he's got to be proud of himself that he at least made it, because I think it was the first year for that team for him.
I'm not sure.
It's just the fact that these people are trying to jump at these people for either doing their normal shit they do before a show or going out and trying to get their mind off of something bad.
Yeah, sadly, that's just social media for you, man. People will do anything just to fucking egg someone on, cause drama.
Now the third story coming out of the Super Bowl is probably just as funny as the Snoop Dogg story. Now, during Eminem's performance during the Super Bowl, apparently he took a knee.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that was about.
I don't know what that was about either. The more important thing is people were pissed that he took a knee. That's where I was getting it from. And I saw this great TikTok video. If I find it again, I will give the creator a shout out, which I have it in my liked videos because it was hilarious. And the guy goes, the man has a diss track on his own mama. You ain't gonna sit there and tell Eminem what he can and can't do.
Yeah, I mean, once you talk shit about your own mother publicly, I feel like you're not really touchable.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly tried it, now look at him.
He talked about his daughter. The only other thing you don't fucking talk about.
You know what's funny? People are actually trying to defend that still. Like, oh, he was making the switch over before Eminem did that. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
No, he was not. He swapped over probably because of Eminem.
Then he goes like this on a radio show. He goes like this, like he's pulling out, because he's like, what did you think when you heard Kill Shot? He was talking to MGK. And he goes, oh, Kill Shot? Well, he said they're calling me a mumble rapper. I did this, and then when I heard mumble rapper, put it back in. I'm like, yeah, mumble rapper is the correct term for him. But here's the thing. If he had responded, Eminem would have just dug him even more of a grave. And I watched,
that's why he didn't respond.
When
because
the
he knew he was being...
CD for... I watched the Kamikaze interview. I forgot who it was with. Eminem did an interview with somebody. It was like 15 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And the news had come out, and somebody had asked, well, what did you think when you first heard MGK did that diss track about Haley and all that? And Eminem only looks at him like this, hand over his mouth, looks at the guy giving him the interview and goes, I didn't fucking hear about that until probably about a year and a half later. Somebody brought it to my attention. So then he goes, God damn, I gotta answer back. He's gotta fire back, and that's how we got Kill Shot. Was he just kind of fired back with Kill Shot, and that was the end of the story.
A year or so later,
yeah,
like
if you
really think MGK was leaving already, Eminem waited a year and it still hit him hard enough to change genres.
Couldn't even wait a year. He didn't even know until somebody told him.
Hilarious.
Plus, Eminem is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, though.
I saw a clip of him getting excited about some sports commentator. Like, I can't remember who it was, but at the Super Bowl, there was some, like, Al Michael or something like that. And you could see the video of Eminem talking to him. He's all, like, shaky and shit. It's like, this is Eminem. Why is he nervous?
Like, well, he's a rapper, man.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, it's weird to see him act like one of us.
This isn't picking on him whatsoever, because we'd be the same way if we met somebody we really wanted to
meet.
meet.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's somebody he's probably watched for years.
Yeah.
Never met the guy, never, said two words to him, but enjoyed his body of work. You finally get to meet that person. Example, all three of us right here are fans of Markiplier.
Oh my god,
Huge
dude.
fans of Well, I don't know about Greg. Are you Greg?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Fan. Okay. So all three of us here, I mean, these two more than me. I'm more of a Jacksepticeye guy. But I would still shake. My body would still shake for meeting Markiplier. Markiplier is a fantastic human being. I would be the same way. He's such a kind
heart, too.
Yeah, it's just, I would be the absolutely same way. But it's just funny how three of these stories come out of the Super Bowl, not one of them having to do with the actual game.
No, it's just wanting to make drama. You see everyone's talking crap about 50 Cent. Oh, he's fat now. Now he's $1. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
That was a good one.
That's not even original.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a good one. But still though, like, isn't 50 Cent like 55?
He's still fucking...
Is he
jacked? Yeah, I guess because he's a little like extra.
How is he? Like, how old is he now? Do you guys know? Either
no idea.
Unfortunately,
It'd be funny if he was 50.
50 Cent is 55. No, those are three stories coming out of the Super Bowl. But it's funny. It's funny how they can create these problems out of nothing. It's freaking hilarious to see.
Welcome to America, where we make problems out of nothing.
Yeah.
We need something to cry
China's
about.
biggest problem is they're limiting the gameplay.
Oh.
Damn.
That's not a joke. It is. China is literally limiting their gamers to like 1 hour a day.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was weird.
I saw that on like, Angry Joe News Network or Angry Joe's news channel.
Well, what's the context behind it?
I don't know. It's just China's limiting their.
Yeah, I remember
gamers.
seeing something about it. I didn't look much into it myself. I just remember
like we don't even know the logistics of it. Like we don't know why they're doing it. It's just
I'm sure if we looked into it, we could figure it out.
Oh, it's probably something wholesome, but also kind of stupid at the same time. But
I doubt it's wholesome. I'm sure it's just you don't.
Like it's not as bad as we probably think it is.
You shouldn't play games. You should probably do more things that are worth your life because it seems like they're always more like. China serious oriented, if that makes any sort of sense.
China is more historically like enthrived, like they're more
like more work.
I've noticed,
work focused
like
than
honor,
anything.
They're still dealing with like stuff like honor over there, which is fine. That's them. I've always enthrived myself in Chinese and Japanese historians and shit like that, like the old stories of the old gods and stuff like that.
Like mythology.
Yeah, the mythology of the Chinese history.
Historians.
Sorry, I couldn't think of the fucking name, man. I know the Sun Wukong is Japanese, isn't it? The story of Sun Wukong.
Sun Wukong is Chinese.
That's getting
Chinese.
a game, by the way.
Its own
Yep.
game.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude! They're making a game out of some, and I think it's only PS5 though. I think it's only gonna be PS5 and Xbox Series X. But there's gameplay on YouTube, and it looks flat out freaking amazing. But yeah, like I said, China is more historically, like, not hell bent, but like it pushes towards that historical where you want to know the history and you got to stick to that history and just like kind of like keep moving forward in the same path.
Sort of. I don't know.
To me it is, but that's not.
I don't want to
necessarily a
give
bad
like
thing.
an opinion on it because I don't know. I just
I'm
feel
not saying
like
it's a bad thing.
I just feel like they see like forms of entertainment less needed than we Americans do.
yeah. I mean, they got their own anime over there for all we know, probably. They got their own cartoons over
Where do
there.
you think anime came from?
Japan.
Which are we talking? Sorry.
China.
Fuck.
You fuck.
Well, they both have their own sort of like animated
That's
cartoons.
what I'm saying.
Is it only Japan that it's considered anime?
No, I don't think
Because
so.
I thought it was like a similar like.
I mean,
because
there's a French anime. There's French anime.
Code Lyoko.
Yeah, buddy.
I forgot about that.
But there's French anime. I think over there, like in Japan and China, I think they consider our cartoons anime to them. Because the anime over there
true.
would probably be just cartoons to them.
Yeah, we sidetracked. What topic were we on?
China gaming. And then, no, we went from the Super Bowl to China
Oh my,
gaming.
yeah, we
Yeah,
went from
we
the Super Bowl
sidetracked so
somehow. Like, what in God?
We're going to
what
actually move on
incarnation?
because I want to talk about this. Are either of you a fan of Bioshock?
I wanted to play
Just
Bioshock.
a general fan. You don't have to be like a super hardcore fan. I am a huge fan. Like I said, are you either you two fans? Like
I'm a
general?
fan of the setting of Bioshock.
I've played the
That's
first
what
2 games and a bit of Infinite, but I had
The
a
story,
glitch.
the story between all three is I love the story.
I gotta sit down and play through them all again.
Well, you probably won't have to.
Why?
Netflix is working on a Bioshock movie or a TV series. I can't remember if it was a movie or TV series.
I think I'd rather play the game, honestly. It's my own experience versus what Netflix thinks is a good
That with
experience.
Netflix's track record of
Yeah.
live action adaptations.
Yeah.
It's not.
You like my immediate answer, don't you?
I mean, given this
As soon as
track
I
record,
hear Netflix is doing a movie, yeah, okay.
See,
I'll stick to the OG, thank
like
you.
the Netflix original movies aren't bad. Like Red Notice, I've heard is freaking hilarious with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds in it together.
I haven't watched any.
I've heard that's hilarious. Trailer Park Boys we've watched is.
Oh, that's Netflix original?
Their later seasons are. Earlier seasons were like Showtime, but they
Yeah.
put the whole series on there, and then they kept making series when they
Shit.
found out people were actually liking it. Trailer Park the animated series is Netflix original. Big Mouth is Netflix original.
Oh yeah.
The less said
what
about
we
Big
got.
Mouth, the
No.
better.
I loved Big Mouth. Are you kidding me? That was a good show.
I
Oh my
can't say
God!
the same.
Andrew.
I can't say the same.
Oh come on, man. What's wrong
Are
with
you
it?
my puberty fairy?
What the? I know fucking puberty fairy.
Ugh.
But no, that's good that that they're at least trying. In other news, they're trying to make a Jack and Dexter movie.
I'm sorry to go
Oh,
back to
that,
Big-
yeah.
I'm sorry to go back to Big Mouth for a second, but it reminded me of a TikTok I saw. Some guy made a video. Was like, listen, Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comedian John Mulaney.
Yeah.
John Mulaney's just a high pitched Kronk. You do a Kronk impression, just make it higher pitch. You're John Mulaney.
Oh, speaking of John
I
Mulaney,
hate that so much, but
I
it
can't
works.
watch Big Mouth now, thanks to you, because that's all I'm gonna hear.
Record it and just pitch it down. It'll be Kronk.
Speaking of John Mulaney,
Meanwhile, Maury will be a demon from hell.
all right, let's try this again for the third time. Speaking of John
Sorry.
Mulaney, guess who's gonna be starring in the newest Chippendale?
I saw
movie?
that. I watched the trailer when I was on my 15.
Who's he gonna
at work.
play?
He's playing one of the Chippendales.
Are you serious?
It's, like,
Yes.
it's John Mulaney and
Please tell me Charlie Day.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Charlie Day.
I know
Damn
Seth
it!
Rogen
That would have
is in
been
the
such
movie.
a good fucking. Don't tell me Seth Rogen's one of the chips. Can
No,
you
no,
ima-
no, no, no,
Can
no,
you
he's not,
imagine?
I think he's
What are you doing, Chip?
I think
that
he's
is a
one of the
bad
in the
dynamic.
trailer. He shows him as like a World of Warcraft gnome or something like that. It's just probably a throwaway scene. And before they cut to Chippendale Rescue Rangers, the movie logo, and it has him do the Seth Rogen laugh as the freaking nope. And it fucking goes, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yes!
Alright, so I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. This looks like a fun movie.
I'm
The
excited.
fact that they're mixing in traditional animation with CGI animation, and the fact, like, what sold me on it though, what really sold me on it, I could care less for its premise. They have Roger Rabbit making a cameo.
Yes!
The first time he's been shown in media, from my understanding, since 1988.
Damn.
And he shows up for this film.
Second movie, Who Killed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, so...
a Chippendale story.
I want to go over the trailer for a second, because there's a joke in that trailer I absolutely love. So, in the beginning of the trailer, it shows the entire cast, like Chippendale, and then the two others, Gidget and Monterey Jack. Why the hell did I remember those names? I have not seen the freaking show in years.
It's cultural zeitgeist.
Jesus Christ.
Because you watched the trailer.
They didn't say the names in the trailer.
Fuck. I haven't seen the trailer.
Well, it showed all four of them as 2D animated.
Yeah.
Right? And it said basically, they're on top of the world. They'll never get knocked off. And then it'll cut 30 years later where no one really remembers them. They're just a product of nostalgia at this point. Well, here comes one of them. 2D, still 2D animated. Then comes the other. That is CGI animated. And they actually make a call to it in the trailer. One of the brothers looks at the 2D animated one, looks at the CGI animated one, and goes, "Oh, I see you got the CGI animation procedure done."
I told you I would.
Like it's freaking plastic surgery.
I love that.
That is essentially the case.
Now, one of them is CGI animated, and the other one is 2D animated throughout the entire film. It's so freaking good. It's so hilarious. I love that joke. Makes me want to watch it even more.
I love the fact that they go through the whole thing.
Yeah, like one of them will be 2D animated throughout the entire movie, and then the other one will be CGI animated, it looks like, throughout the entire movie. But the fact that they even call to it is just absolute. Can I see a CGI Roger Rabbit now? I want to see what that kind of looks like.
You want to stay and play patty cake? Or whatever the fuck else it was. Was it patty cake?
Yes, yeah. It was the Toon's form of foreplay, I guess.
Oh. No.
Jessica Rabbit.
You know what's weird? Out of the entire movie, Roger Rabbit was hilarious, right?
Yeah.
The only thing we remember from that movie is his wife.
No.
Yeah.
You don't remember the crossover between Looney Tunes and the Roger Rabbit characters? No. It was like Disney and Looney Tunes characters. That was the only time. Yeah, Disney Warner Brothers, sorry. That was the only time you saw them on the same screen or something like that.
But the only thing you actually see people keep bringing up is Jessica Rabbit.
Did you not see how they made her?
Well, yeah.
Sorry, animated her? Ba 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 ba. There's a reason.
So let's get back to Bioshock. We kind of went off.
It's about the same era. It's about the same era.
Do you think the Bioshock movie for Netflix is gonna do good, or is it gonna bomb like everything else on Netflix?
What happened to the Cowboy Bebop?
That got canceled.
That's what. Why?
Did it get canceled? I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, it got canceled.
Why did it get canceled, John?
Because it was a lot of people said it was kind of bad. The trailer made it look awesome, but the series, I heard the series itself kind of bombed. Like when they actually watched the series, it wasn't too great.
I wonder if it was Bleach live action level bombed.
Oh, probably not. Nothing will be as bad as the Bleach or the Death Note live action movies.
You ever explain the live action?
In defense of the Bleach live action one, I actually kind of like that one.
They dubbed over the show. They literally.
That's very lazy.
Look, okay, the dub is bad, but I watched it in the original language and it's okay.
Was the Japanese any better at least?
The Japanese was better.
Okay,
like the only complaint about it, of course, is the fact that like they didn't make like an original plot for the movie. They just went for like what they did with Full Metal Alchemist, which was like the highlights of the series, just pasted onto an hour and a half or a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
I'll have to watch it in Japanese. I watched it, and I watched like the first 5 minutes in English, and I'm looking at it like, okay, this does not sound like this guy is dubbed. Why the fuck does this sound like Johnny Young Bosch from the dubbed anime version? And I keep listening to it, and I'm like, because it fucking is. And it clicked. I'm like, they just took lines from the show and dubbed it over the movie.
How angry were you when you
I
found
was
it out?
fucking pissed, dude. Because I love Bleach. I'm happy we're finally getting the true final arc this fall with the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I am excited for that. Johnny Young Bosch has already stated he's coming back to play Ichigo. I cannot freaking wait. But the fact that they just took lines from the dubbed anime and dubbed it over the fucking movie for the English audience absolutely annoys me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Did they do the same thing with the Japanese version?
No, I think Japanese actually had the voice actors voice it. Alright, moving on to more movie news. Spider-Man No Way Home. Two stories came out about that, and I am absolutely fucking ecstatic about this. Because the lower on the scale those blue Smurf caps go, I'm more happy.
Okay.
Spider-Man No Way Home is now number 3 in the highest grossing films of all time.
Nice.
I can't be any more happier. That means a second freaking Marvel movie is up there in numbers for watching it, and I don't care what any other director says. They need to take points from these Marvel movies on how to make a movie, because it seems like no one else knows how to make a freaking movie anymore. Sorry, let me rephrase that a little bit. The Oscar baiters don't know how to make movies anymore, because that was their whole point these past couple months, is nothing but of these directors bitching and moaning about how the comic book movies are ruining cinemas and how nobody wanted to go see The Last Duel. Mind you, there was no marketing for The Last Duel. And the people that actually went to go see The Last Duel said it was kind of boring anyways.
Yeah, I watched it. It was boring.
Was it bad?
It wasn't bad, but they were right. It was boring. It was a boring film.
The Last Duel?
Yes.
Yeah, it had the guy who played Kylo Ren from Star Wars in it. It was supposed to be, like, during medieval times, which that should automatically catch people's imagination.
Dude, I love medieval time. Medieval and Western are, like, my 2 favorite eras.
Like, Jesus Christ, guys.
You want to really know what it's about, it's essentially a romantic love triangle that goes wrong
Already
and
out
the
the
3
window.
different points of perspective that leads up to the final duel.
Already out the window. You already lost me on the love triangle bullshit.
Yeah.
So, Romeo and Juliet?
But it's not really a love triangle because both of the men I can't say that. I can't say that.
No, we're not finishing that sentence because already out the fucking window. I'm not watching this movie now. I was gonna give it a chance. Let's see if this guy actually knows his stuff. Who directed it? Wasn't it
Michael Bay. No.
It was not Michael. Oh wait. Oh.
What the hell?
You just made me realize that Michael Bay is getting another film this year, Ambulance. And
I saw the trailer for that. It looks garbage. Oh my god.
If I don't see an exploding ambulance, I'm giving it a 0.
Oh, you're going to see a bunch of exploding cars. Yes. Cop cars.
It's a Michael Bay film. Of course you're going to see exploding cars.
Explosions are sort of
part of the course. When they ask Michael Bay, like, I'm going to need a budget. Yes, we know. You do explosions. We get it.
Ugh.
Michael Bay can be a good director. He can be, oh my god. But the fact that one of his best films...
Even the Ninja Turtles he did fucking had explosions. Why? It's a Ninja Turtle.
At first, I was pissed about the whole Foot Clan using guns in the first one until I actually did some research and I went back and looked at like how the Foot Clan was originally looked like in the
Clan
Mirage one. And apparently, some iterations of the Foot Clan actually did use guns. They were just like an army militia.
I didn't know that, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought they
I'm
were
like,
all
okay,
just
so
ninja.
that's cool. And then they stuck to it and.
Can we please have a rival clan called the Hand Clan, please? Please, just to be stupid, like just a
I gotta hand it to you. That was a smart joke.
Like the Power Rangers joke thing, the Warthog and Condor Rangers.
Oh
Can we just have like a
fucking
one-issue
God, yes.
joke with the Hand Clan's rivals?
Speaking of Power Rangers, it's confirmed that we are not getting a sequel to the movie that we got a couple years ago.
Reason?
The first movie didn't do that great, like box office numbers wise.
But didn't it do great?
Oh yeah, fans loved it. I have not heard one. I am a huge Power Ranger fan. I grew up in the damn show. I thought the movie was great. It was a great tale for what they did with the Power Rangers. They redid the Mighty Morphin era in that, and they could have easily spawned that off into a Power Rangers multiverse or a Power Rangers universe movie. Nope, can't do that now. If they're rebooting it as another movie, rumors are we are getting a Power Rangers animated series.
Power Rangers Friendship is Magic is probably the name of the next title.
No, teamwork is trustworthy.
No, sorry. Power Rangers Woke Rangers.
The less thought about it, the funnier it gets.
Just leave it at that title.
It's woking time!
Yeah, so...
Form of Social Justice Warrior Zord!
But yeah, no, it's Spider-Man. Also, one big thing has been confirmed. There may have been a Ben Parker or there may have been an Uncle Ben in the MCU. I don't think there was. I think they confirmed there wasn't in No Way Home. May Parker is of the Parker bloodline, so Aunt May is related to Peter's parents through blood. That's not through marriage. So I think that's a nice little twist on how many times. I will tell you right now, I bleed for Spider-Man. I am a Spider-Man fan since I was a little kid. I still am. I don't care what anybody says. Tom Holland Spider-Man is a good Spider-Man in my eyes.
Yeah, I grew up with Tobey Maguire, obviously, but I still like Tom Holland.
This little twist, and I love the other two. I think Andrew Garfield got he got a shit hand dealt to him when he was doing Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
I haven't seen them, so dude. I can't really give an opinion on them yet. But him and No Way Home.
Oh, God. Oh, wonderful. He got his redemption in that. The little tweak they did to Peter Parker's backstory in Spider-Man No Way Home, where, spoilers, if you haven't seen it yet, seriously, go fucking see it. What are you doing? Where Aunt May dies, where Aunt May is also the one that gives him the motto, with great power comes great responsibility. I like how they kept that motto in there, and they tweaked it just enough for it to feel nice. Mm-hmm. Because we've had 3 movies with Tom Holland Spider-Man, 3 movies with that Aunt May, and it feels nice hearing those words come from her mouth from such a supportive character.
Agreed.
Who else could it have been if not Aunt May in Tom Holland's verse? Honestly, I don't think there could have been anybody.
No, it would have to been the way they set up that version of Peter Parker's character. It would have had to been Tony Stark telling him before he died. At least a somewhat version of that motto, or Aunt May. There's no other way they could have set up that motto. And if you are Spider-Man, you are writing a Spider-Man movie, that is your basis of what to go off of, is with great power comes great responsibility, because that is a beautiful lesson to live by. Now going on to Jackass 4. Me and Greg have saw it in theaters. We absolutely loved it.
I've seen bits and pieces on TikTok and shit.
Watch it. When you get a chance.
Before we even go into talking about it, spoilers right here. If you have not seen it and you want to see it, don't want to be spoiled. You can't?
We can't explain this with justice. They have to see it. It may sound funny as we explain
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you guys don't want to be spoiled on it, please pause or click off, go see it, whatnot.
I will tell you this now. It's a fun film. It's kind of nice. the crude kind of humor we definitely need in this time and age.
It's a Jackass film, so I feel like...
Yeah.
If you've seen a Jackass film, you know generally...
Funny enough, though, out of all the films, this one has got a certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
Yes!
Last time I checked, it was 87%.
I don't deal with the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing, because a lot of their ratings on a lot of their stuff is bullshit. I mean, they do hit the marker sometimes.
When they hit Venom.
That pissed me off. That pissed me off so much. When me and Greg went to go watch Power Rangers the movie, because me and him saw that in theaters together, we come out and we were talking about the movie, and so he goes, "John, pull up Rotten Tomatoes and see what Rotten Tomatoes was giving it." Rotten Tomatoes and the critics on there were bombing it. Like, they were bombing it. One of the critics actually said it was cheesy and, like, it just felt cheesy. It was like a cheesy film for a kid. I'm like, first of all, it's supposed to be a kid's film.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's supposed to be cheesy enough for kids to understand.
And secondly, have they not watched the source material?
Oh my god, I can't watch regular Power Rangers as an adult. Like, just seeing the explosions and shit, I'm just like,
I will give you a good recommendation on a good Power Rangers series. Actually, 2 of them. That is good recommendation for an adult to watch Power Rangers on. Two series, and Greg might disagree with me on this one. Power Rangers Time Force deals with a lot of adult things, and
it's just like the fight scenes, the shitty fight scene stuff is what makes me.
That's where I can get you on the second one. If you want to watch decently choreographed fight scenes or good choreographed fight scenes, go watch Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
Jungle Fury.
Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
Jungle Fury, yeah.
Yeah, that also deals with a little bit of a darker storyline, dealing with humanity and destiny and all that, but they do it in an adult way.
I wouldn't say that was dark. That was just
goofy. Kind of dark.
That was goofy.
Some of the things they dealt with was kind of dark, dude. Come on. Well, either way, the fights in that they had explosions in there, but they knew where to place them.
Unlike some of the other ones.
Yeah, they were dubbed callous explosions at certain points because they just had too many in one fight. They had, like, somebody counted, I think it was like 75 explosions in one fight scene. Yeah.
It's that, the acting with the, like, quote unquote getting exploded, like the jump. You can tell they're obviously jumping and shit. Like you could have done it at least a little bit better.
The fights that are choreographed in Jungle Fury are actually really, really good. Jungle Fury is actually because Jungle Fury deals with a lot of symbolisms, like the tiger for power, cheetah for speed, stuff like that. The fights that are choreographed in that are very, very well done, and the fighting styles that each of the Rangers use are based around those types of kung fu: cheetah style, jaguar style.
Oh, those are actual fighting styles?
Tiger style.
I know tiger is, but I didn't know cheetah was.
Rhino style is, wolf style is. Oh yeah, the White Ranger is the wolf is the White Ranger is the Rhino Ranger.
Jesus.
And yeah, it's fun. It's very fun series. They deal with Spirit Rangers this time around, where
Spirit Rangers.
The 3 individual Rangers have the power to summon Spirit Rangers to fight alongside them, and this has the highest count of Rangers total. The
highest count total? How many are we talking?
So let's see. There's the 3 main Rangers.
Okay, the 3.
There's the Wolf Ranger.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the Rhino Ranger, and then there's the 3 Spirit Rangers. So you got 8.
8. 8's the max?
Well, actually, that got beat out by Power Rangers Dino Charge.
Oh yeah.
Because there was the 5 main Rangers, a Purple Ranger, the Graphite Ranger, the Gold Ranger, and Silver Ranger, and then there was one more, making it 10.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. The lowest count is, I believe, still Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
And that was 3, right?
5. 5 total. 5 total by the end of the series.
Oh, okay, yeah, but there was the 3 at the start.
Oliver, and then Trent, which was the white one. White Ranger. What else? I think that's it. But, at least for Power Rangers. But Jackass 4, oh my freaking god. I saw it with Jordan, my buddy, my furniture manager, Josh.
Yeah.
And Stevie, Jordan's brother.
Oh, Stevie went too?
Yep. And the movie was just, from start to finish, I was laughing my ass off. Like, my face was beet red coming out of there. Here's the funny thing. The movie is rated R. It's a rated R film.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The minute us 4 got in there and sat down, here comes a mother, a father, and possibly their 8-year-old daughter or son walking into the film.
How dare they?
And the movie starts, explicit warning, the movie starts with a dick dinosaur rampaging through a model of a city while Johnny Knoxville leads the army to fight against it. And like that old Godzilla kaiju style shooting of a movie. They did that wonderfully, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Where they don't really delve into that kind of cinematography and filming and stuff like that. They did that wonderfully.
It's just...
But now, the end of that skit is where it comes into play. Dickzilla, as I've been calling it.
Dude, Cockzilla sounds funnier.
Okay, Cockzilla, sorry.
There you go.
Comes in where the monster shoots a white sticky substance all over the army.
It should be noted that the cinematography in this scene is just brilliant, because whenever they pan out to the monster, it's clearly just a model city, but then you get to the live action actors who are in the actual city environment they set up, and you just have this military group just getting sprayed with this white sticky substance, and by the end of it, most are dead. They're just dead from the shock, and you have Johnny Knoxville.
Oh wait, no, that doesn't end it. That does not end it. It gets better, and I'm legitimately meaning that. So after the city's destroyed, the army's dead, and Cockzilla reigns supreme.
Literally. When
Gamera,
you said he came in, I was like, oh yeah, he came in, didn't
Gamera comes up from out of the rubble to fight Cockzilla.
What does?
An actual snapping turtle. And they move
No! Chops right down, and that's how we start the film.
Why?
Yep, that's how we start the film. And
all
of a sudden, it cuts to the turtle biting on it, and it's Chris Pontius who's getting it. And all of a sudden, it cuts to Johnny Knoxville laughing his ass off, going, "I'm Johnny Knoxville, welcome to Jackass!"
Why?
And that's going to set the tone for the rest of the movie, because you will be laughing your ass off throughout the entire flick.
It's just funny seeing a bunch of bunch of stunt people doing this ridiculous, stupid stuff.
These guys have not lost a step. It is still funny. They had one skit where I thought it was one of the funniest skits in the movie. I'll go over my 2 favorite skits. This is one of them. They were playing musical chairs with recliners in somebody's front yard. Rob Dyrdek was there, not playing musical chairs, but it was 2 new guys. And I'm going to say Wee Man and...
Wee Man, 2 new guys, and...
Danger Aaron, maybe?
Yes, I think it was Aaron.
So whenever the music, they were playing a game, I forgot what the skit was called, but I think it was called, like, Extreme Popcorning or something like that.
No, it was musical chairs.
Was it musical chairs?
Yeah.
So, but there were 4 chairs, 4 people. So how are you going to, figure that out? So the music starts, they're going around it. You see freaking Danger Aaron tensing up, not wanting to sit in the damn chair.
Because this prank was meant for Wee Man, but they got 3 more people to join in just because. So
the music stopped, all 4 of them sit in the chair, nothing happens. Danger Aaron is losing his absolute shit because he knows what's coming and he hates it.
They play another round and nothing happens again. 3rd time around is the kicker because underneath the chairs was a hydraulic
airbag.
Yeah,
like literally a hydraulic
stuff
airbag.
Used for actual cars and trucks and stuff like that, and it shoots all of them up into the air. Wee Man gets the worst.
Yeah, Wee Man.
I wonder why.
No. Wee Man shoots straight up, and in between these 4 chairs is a little hole where all the piping is, only covered by a thin layer of fabric. Wee Man shoots up and backwards into the hole.
Head first, mind you.
No! Immediately stops the music, stops the skit. Everyone's running over to Wee Man to make sure he's okay. Wee Man is laughing his ass off.
Crazy enough, apparently that wasn't like scripted. They had planned to put some cushioning in the middle of that, and they never did.
They forgot to, and they didn't think Wee Man was going to shoot up and backwards. Unfortunately, he wasn't the only one to shoot backwards. One of the new guys shot up a little bit, but his back folded, and he fell into the freaking hole too. But he got up quick enough to get out of there before Wee Man hit the pipe.
I don't know, personally for me, it's a scene that everyone's seen from the trailers where they got Danger Aaron tied up into a chair, and out from the other end of the room comes a bear. That scene is nearing the end, but trust me, it is worth the admission. Like, the look on his face is the most genuine thing I've seen from a human being in my life.
This poor guy, I felt for him, I really did, but I was laughing my ass off. This poor guy was shaking. He was so scared. Danger Aaron, the reason why they call him Danger Aaron is because he does some of the most stupid stunts besides Steve-O.
The cup test earlier on in the film proves it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I saw a TikTok clip. He said one of his testicles burst from that. Like, he went all out this movie, I heard.
Oh,
Danger Aaron was a freaking trooper. He was a damn trooper in this film.
It's funny. The hockey one is kind of like the real clincher because the cup they used for that stunt was apparently a metal cup because this guy was shooting pucks at 85 miles per hour. And
just to get Aaron scared before they started. You've been to a hockey game, right?
And this guy was the player was accurate, okay? He knew what he was doing. He deliberately missed the first one and then bam! Right into the second one.
Before Danger Aaron even got into the goal, the hockey player was practicing shooting.
Yeah.
On purpose, he misses the goal and shoots the glass right where Danger Aaron is.
He actually calls Aaron out, like, fuck you, Aaron.
Just to scare the piss out of him.
Yeah. The best part is later on in the credits when they're showing what happened afterwards. They're pulling out the cup and there's this notable dent from the cup.
The dent is like this big.
Like, maybe like an inch and a half deep of a dent.
Like, this thing had
Thank God Danger Aaron wasn't packing.
They had a UFC fighter, the guy who could throw one of the hardest punches in the UFC.
A heavyweight, but they told him it was going to be a cruiserweight or a lightweight.
It was a featherweight.
Featherweight, that's what they were.
Which is probably one of the lightest weights in UFC, I'm pretty sure. This guy was a super heavyweight. And they had him uppercut Danger Aaron in the balls with
the face he made after he got hit, you can tell something was wrong, dude. I instantly saw the face. I was like, no
let's
fucking
go
way.
back to Greg's favorite skit, which is the bear skit, real quick.
Okay, so the scene is set up like this. You got Aaron later on in the film, and they're doing basically like an interrogation skit. Knoxville is the CIA interrogator, and Aaron is tied up to a chair for a lie detector test. Anytime he says something wrong, he's gonna get a shock.
No, every time he lies.
Every time he lies. Every time he gets a question wrong, he gets shocked. Right? So, He gets the first question right, but then he gets shocked on the second one, and he gets shocked again. And Johnny's like, okay, you know what? Since you don't want to do this the easy way, we're going to do it this hard way. He pours honey onto Aaron, and then throws salmon steaks
like raw
over
salmon.
raw
Oh wait,
salmon
I think I
over his
remember
body.
seeing a clip of this. Like Aaron didn't even know what was happening, right?
Yeah, he didn't know it was happening until that door came open and that bear walked in. And you see him shaking within the restraints, and he's trying to freaking pull out
As I said, that initial shrinkage of his face and his eyes going wide, like, that's the most genuine human thing I've ever seen an actor do, or anyone in the film do.
Say, he wasn't acting, man. There's no way this man was acting.
This man knew. He was like, holy crap, they're going to kill me. They're
Like,
actually trying to kill me.
Now, going on to my second favorite skit of the film, the scene is set up like, I'll take a line from Greg. The scene is set up like this. You got two guys. There'd be different like combinations of guys where it'd be Preston and somebody else. It wasn't Wee Man. Danger Aaron and somebody else. The guy who took a shit in the toilet, like at the department store.
I can't remember. But
I can't remember his name.
Wasn't he like the sexy time guy or whatever?
No, that's Chris Pontius. Aaron and somebody else that he normally does skits with, but either way, they had the animal trainer in there with a diamond. I think it was a diamondback cobra, non-devenomized, so it still has the venom in it. And Johnny Knoxville was gonna let this cobra bite him. Yeah, no, that wasn't the real skit. The whole point of the skit was get two guys in a dark room and just scare the ever-loving hell out of them. So the animal tamer they swap out the bucket with the real snake with a fake snake. They all leave the room, slam the door, and cut the lights. The only two people that could see in there is the cameraman with night vision and Johnny Knoxville with night vision goggles.
And there was one other guy. I think it was Chris.
Chris Pontius was in there.
Chris was just naked inside the room, just deliberately like juggalo dancing through the night vision.
So hold on, do you remember the scene from Clerks 2 where it had Jay from Jay and Silent Bob standing there with his I can't even say it.
Yeah.
And he's like doing
Would you
like,
do me?
Yeah. That's what Chris Pontius was doing. He's standing there dancing. Now Johnny Knoxville does this very strategically, and it's absolutely hilarious. And this just goes to show how evil this guy could be if he actually turned into a supervillain. He takes a fake snake, throws it on one of them, immediately jumps off. We got Aaron hiding in the corner, and they have snake sounds playing. Not only that, Johnny Knoxville grabs a cattle prod and starts lightly zapping them and making it think it's the snake.
Look, we are not kidding when we say that they pulled out all the stops in what is most likely their final film. The majority of these guys are in their 50s and 60s at this point.
Johnny Knoxville's like 55.
Like, Johnny deliberately took a full-on tackle from a bull nearing the end, and he was hospitalized after all.
Oh, God. I think he broke his arm, didn't he?
He broke his wrist, he broke 2 ribs, and he almost had, like, a full-on concussion. Like, this dude relatively didn't get like the mauling that a lot of people are expecting were going to happen with the bull,
for sure it was gonna be
but
worse
he
than
definitely
that.
got hit hard. And
the bull hit him so hard he did a side flip.
It's crazy.
It launched him in the air and he flipped.
They riled that bull too.
He didn't curl up. He planked it and he flipped.
I kind of regret missing this because I had to go to the bathroom for that skit, but it was the skit where they had, the mattress store.
Oh my God!
I missed
Irving.
Yes, I missed that, or at least like the majority of it. Like I missed the part where, of course, it was just about to like shoot the guy up into the ceiling.
Say what you want about Jackass. You know, you can say whatever you want, but these guys put their fucking bodies on the line for the funniest things.
Look, there is some heart and soul in this. This group
part,
of people.
And you won't see this on TikTok. You'll have to watch the movie because they will not put this on TikTok, I don't think.
For obvious reasons.
At the end of the credits roll, and it shows all their freaking bloopers from their past movies, all the numerous takes they've taken of one stunt or another. Then towards the end, it starts showing Ryan Dunn.
The one that ended up
dying. And right at the end, it showed the famous tar and feather slide. And he just looks into the camera, and he's sitting there trying to hold back a laugh, and he's like, "We done? Are we good for the day? I kind of want to go home and shower." But then all of a sudden, at the end, it says, what was it? Like, I Heart Done Forever? Or,
It was Ryan Dunn Forever.
Yeah, and...
oh, yeah, because it's called Jackass Forever initially.
Yeah, they clearly made this in mind for kind of giving, like, a little homage at the end for Ryan Dunn.
Kind of sucks for Bam, though.
Yeah,
Bam was
falling out with the crew, didn't he?
He did have a falling out with the crew. When Ryan died, it was literally the lowest point in Bam's life because he was there on the night when Ryan died. Okay, I don't know if I don't think he was in the call, but like I think he either got the call or he was at the site of the crash when it happened. And unfortunately for Bam, he wasn't in the entire film. He was probably only shown for one scene early on in the film, but he had a real... Like, the sad part about Bam is that he's been going to rehab and relapsing on and off for years now. A lot of people thought that after his second visit with Dr. Ville that this could have been the thing that finally stuck. Yeah. That stuck with him, but unfortunately he had a relapse during the production of this film, and unfortunately he got fired midway through production.
I mean, I don't want to try to protect him for having a relapse. Obviously, if you're trying to get clean, trying to stay clean, you're gonna have those little bumps in the road. That's where you kind of have to show how strong you are. But doing Jackass without Ryan, the guy who's been like his brother throughout all these films, even before that, they were friends before this film, before the first film, had to brought back some major memories and just stuff you really don't want to deal with.
Yeah. So
you find ways to deal with it, and unfortunately for Ryan, that came as opposed to drugs or alcohol, whichever one it was. And Steve-O actually was in, not during this film, it was after Jackass 1, Steve-O was heavily into drugs, but then he came out,
He came out of it strong after...
he's gotten jacked, dude. Like, in the film, you see him take his shirt off. He's got some fucking...
No, he's kept up in good shape. And he said both...
He still sounds like this, though, man, because of the drugs, but he's just Steve-O.
No.
Really?
The drugs, yeah.
What?
I think it's because of cigarettes.
Yeah,
I didn't know he smoked.
The good thing about Steve-O is that, unlike Bam, he had the full support of his friends to get through this. Like, the entire group was there to help him through his lowest point, and he managed to get through it. But even he admits, both in and outside production of this film, that, like, this should be the last one that they do, because he was getting some pretty gnarly, I would say PTSD, but like, apparently he had a rough time dealing with what happened with Johnny during the bull incident. Like,
because him and John had been friends even before, I think.
He admits, like, outside of the film forever, that like, this should be the last one that they do because age has finally caught up with them. Like,
and I've heard Steve-O was a nice guy outside of, like...
Dude, he was on Game Grumps.
Was he?
Steve-O, yeah.
I have to look that up.
Yeah, no, Steve...
A lot of those guys are nice guys, though. Like, Preston. I want to meet Preston and Wee Man, dude.
Yes,
those guys are, like, probably... I identify with Preston the most throughout all of these films. Because he's just the big guy. At this point, he's there to get paid.
He's the big happy guy.
But the poor guy gets put through so much shit because of Johnny, because of Steve-O, Ryan.
Wee Man.
Freaking Wee Man, his supposed best friend.
I was going to say, you can't not say Wee Man because he's the first one there.
I feel bad for the guy. Like, he was on Ridiculousness for an episode. Him and Wee Man, and Johnny looks at him, or Rob Dyrdek looks at him and goes, so you get your nerves shot a lot on set of the Jackass movies, don't you? He goes, yeah, a lot. And he's sitting there, like, jolting his head up and down, like, you ain't kidding, pal. But no, it's...
It really says something when a convicted, like, a convicted criminal who was an ex-gangster is like, I've done some shit, but I don't want to be in your guys' career at all.
Well, to be quite fair, what they do is stupid. There was a skit in the movie where one of the new guys' dads is a convicted felon. But on set, he looks like he's one of the nicest guys you would ever meet.
Yeah.
So they had a game between him and Danger Aaron. They strapped him. Of course, always involves straps with these guys. Straps both of them to a chair sitting across, probably me and Greg length, and puts 2 tubes on their head, bowls, and tubes connected.
I think I saw this.
They drop a freaking fully teethed tarantula in the middle. The game is, blow the tarantula to one side. Whoever gets the tarantula in their bowl loses and has to take a bite from the tarantula. This, I swear to God, dude, this ex-gangster was blowing for his life.
And to be fair, they did mention before that he was deathly afraid of bugs and spiders.
So
Those assholes.
Those guys had to hold. They had Johnny, Ryan, Preston, Aaron. Chris Pontius had to hold the guy down because he's literally standing up with the chair in his arms, going. The gangster lost, but they made Danger Aaron take the bite. The minute that tube came off, they undid his leashes to the chair. He fucking got up and booked it off set.
I don't blame him.
Because, for one, you know what these guys are going to do to him.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he starts making an exit for the door, Johnny Knoxville throws a fake spider on the guy. He takes off running. Poor guy, but such a good sport. Jackass 4, if you guys haven't seen it, seriously, go watch it.
Go watch it while you still can.
If you
I'll
can catch
admit,
it on Peacock, then watch it on Peacock.
Yeah.
However you guys need to watch this movie, go watch it. And there's some gross stuff too. I won't get in because I can't. There's one skit.
There's a bunch of gross stuff in this
No, there's
film.
one gross one I want to go over, but I can't go over it on the podcast.
How many more topics do we got left?
Just Doctor Strange 2 and the DC trailers.
Okay,
Damn.
let's
So
go over Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of
Let's
Madness.
just say the gross one, and we'll go after we go off the air. It involves a pig.
That's all we need to know.
That's
That's
all
all
you
we
need
need
to
to
know,
know.
buddy. Let's go over Doctor Strange 2 trailer. Now, I know you probably haven't watched it
No, I have not.
because you are.
I'm not super into superhero movies, but
This
I will
get
watch
you.
them.
Are you okay? Here's the question that starts off everything. Are you a fan of the X-Men movies, the older ones?
I haven't really watched many of those either.
Never mind. Question. Okay, so Greg, I'm gonna ask you this question: Were you ever a fan of the older X-Men movies with Patrick Stewart as Professor X?
I've seen them, but legitimately,
Oh yeah, I
wasn't
saw what
a
you're
fan.
talking about.
That's-
I saw what you're gonna talk about.
Look, my complaint with the X-Men films is that they just didn't appeal to me.
Really? I thought
It's not that I didn't hate them.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like them. I thought they were okay.
I think they were good.
Yeah.
The third one needed a little bit more work, but
Yeah.
that's neither here or there.
Right.
That part, his director had 2 chances to do it, and he still couldn't get it right in the second chance. The director for X-Men 3: The Last Stand had a second chance with X-Men: Dark Phoenix to tell almost the same exact story. He fucked it up both times.
How?
The people are calling.
I want to
X-Men
do what I want to do. Man.
Oh, it wasn't even that. It's just the script I think he was handed was kind of weird and lackluster in a way because they tried to tell one of the more famous X-Men stories twice and he still got it wrong. They still got it wrong somehow. It's just, oh, wow. But Doctor Strange 2 introduces a whole bunch of things. Introduces the multiverse finally cracking open after everything we've seen over the series of Loki, WandaVision, and the movie Spider-Man No Way Home. And now Doctor Strange 2 and What If, the Marvel series What If, which you have to actually watch through entirely because that is fantastic.
What is it?
Marvel What If, the
Oh
animated
yeah,
series.
I only saw the disturbing one with Ant-Man.
Yeah. That one was messed up.
A disturbing one?
You haven't seen the Ant-Man one? What if the Avengers never formed to take
Well,
on
there's
Loki?
one specific
Oh,
part that
okay.
disturbs me.
Oh, how he killed Hulk.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I haven't seen the entire series, but
It looks
Yeah,
very
the-
painful.
You know,
but
Greg,
I have seen the season. I have seen
Okay, good.
the majority of the
Listen,
entire season.
My favorite one, though, I love the finale, what they gave us with the finale. But my favorite one, I think it was the first episode, is What If Peggy Carter Became Captain America? That one was dope.
For me, it's a Doctor Strange one.
I do like that one. That is probably a close second.
And going back to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, apparently evil Doctor Strange will be making an appearance in this film.
I hope to God it's the What If version of Evil Strange.
I do too. We're not sure on what version it is, but it is an evil version.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
This just in from Alex's gullet.
Excuse me, I don't like that I had a second one after you said that.
a
This
lot of
just
things-
in, Patch Perkins.
A lot of
Or
things
whatever
are
his name
happening
is.
within this film. We have confirmation, well, pretty much a confirmation of the Marvel Illuminati. Now, if you don't know what the Marvel Illuminati
I remember
is,
you've explained it to me before.
it is
Iron
basically
Man.
a secret cabal of superheroes that are not to take over the world, to basically protect it from threats that need the attention of all these heroes at once.
Basically, your standard shadow government,
Yes.
deep state, all that kind of
Now,
stuff.
the comics lineup has been varied from over the years. It went from Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Professor X, Namor the Submariner.
Bruce Banner, I think.
Bruce Banner used to be on it at one point.
And then they kicked his ass.
And they kicked his ass off the planet.
planet.
Yeah, the whole point of World War Hulk and Planet Hulk was the Hulk was deemed too dangerous to keep on Earth by the Marvel Illuminati. So they kicked his ass off the Earth, sending him to a desolate planet to die. Or
Hoping
to live out
that the monster inside Banner would find peace on that barren, desolate planet.
He did. He found peace on
I'm pretty sure he
Sakaar,
found more than that.
As well as an entire civilization.
that worshipped the ground he walked on.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they worshipped Hulk.
Oh yeah, in that
They called him
planet, didn't
the Green
he?
King.
On that planet, didn't they like lower his powers or something? So he was like a human there.
For some reason on that planet, his vulnerability was lessened. He still had the strength. He still had his powers. Something on that planet was like nulling his healing factor.
I think it was the ruler of the planet at the time.
Was it? Like
Yeah.
he still had his healing factor, but no to near what extent it was on Earth. Because a lot of the weapons did cut him.
Yep.
And but Hulk, Hulk at first hated the Illuminati for what they did, sending him off like that. But then he found a wife. He found that he had a wife who was pregnant. And in an alternate timeline, that son was born as Scar.
I forgot in the regular.
He found a family. He found what he wanted. He found a peace. Everyone loved him as a hero. Then the bullshit happened. Well, not bullshit. It was very good storytelling in my eyes. Then the bullshit happened where the shit that sent him there blew up, killing his pregnant wife. And Hulk thought that the Illuminati was the one that did it, that set that bomb, which, mind you, wasn't a bomb. It was just supposed to be a ship. Somebody rigged it to explode. Which, come to find out later in the story, spoiler for the story, for like, what, a 10-year-old story at this point.
Still a good read.
Still a good read, yes. It was one of Hulk's underlings that rigged the bomb to explode. Because he didn't like the peaceful Hulk. He didn't like the happy Hulk. They wanted the rage-filled conqueror to come back.
And they got the rage.
Yeah, they got the rage one, all right. He went to Earth, met Black Bolt, the king of Inhumans on the planet, or on the moon. Black Bolt cannot talk. His power is subsonic cries. He whispers, and the whisper is enough to send Hulk back through craters. He yells. It's like an atomic bomb going off. Imagine what he does if he screams like Goku going Super Saiyan 3. So
imagine what his laughs are. That's terrifying. Don't ever make him laugh.
So it's like a machine gun going off.
It was like the buildings are falling.
So a hologram of Hulk appears in the middle of New York City. Of Hulk, not even scratched, holding up a bloodied, battered, and broken Black Bolt. And when I mean bloody, battered, and broken, you see the blood dripping off, you see his freaking costume torn, you see the cuts, you see the bruises. Hulk comes to Earth. The only person that was pretty much only person strong enough to take down Hulk was a hero named Sentry.
Who was basically Marvel's Superman.
Sentry went blow to blow with the Hulk, and with every force of every punch from both of them, was rocking the entire island of Manhattan to the point where glass was shattering streets away from where they were. Every punch they threw was creating a small crater where they were. This fight was literally rocking the foundation of Manhattan. So it was an excellent read. But now we see that the Marvel Illuminati may be in Doctor Strange 2 because we see Doctor Strange put in cuffs and
I'm guessing all because of what happened in No Way Home.
No, actually, we don't know what leads him to this meeting with the Illuminati.
I'm
There's no
sure
other
it's
information.
I'm sure it's as a result of No Way Home, but
That's the only thing I can think of at least.
But the funny thing about it now is that he has no memory of
Peter Parker.
He has no memory of why he cast the spell. He just knew he casted the spell.
Uh-oh. I think you broke Alex.
I just think that's funny.
But here's the real kicker. In the throne, I call it the throne room, but it's a meeting area of the main 6 members of the Illuminati. He gets escorted by what looks like to be an Ultron bot, which is just a drone, mindless drone, probably like a butler or something like that.
Any Ultron drone is secretly Ultron.
This is how they get Ultron back in the MCU.
No!
It's just.
I just downloaded my brain to a USB drive.
You realize that's
It's
all he was
just
going to plan to do to Vision, right? Download his conscious into Vision in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but imagine how embarrassing it would be to be a USB drive. Think GLaDOS when she was a potato.
You know, he already he started as a USB drive, if you think about it.
Ugh.
He started like Jarvis.
What did I say earlier? The less you think about it, the funnier it gets.
But now Doctor Strange has walked into a meeting room with 5 or 6 chairs. I think it's 6 chairs.
6 sounds like it'd make more
Because
sense.
you see 5 chairs, but then the way they're spread out, it looks like there's going to be 6, and you just can't see one behind Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We get the confirmation of Patrick Stewart, Professor X, because who else is this guy gonna play
You're going
in a
to tell
Marvel
me.
movie?
You're going to tell
There
me
are
why you
rumors that
shit
one
in the
of the-
urinal.
Oh,
They're
come
one-
on, man.
They're one of the
Sorry.
members.
Yeah.
They're one of the members. My favorite incarnations of Iron Man, even though he's a villain in that incarnation, is the Superior Iron Man. Which rumors is, because of the trailer, that version of Iron Man has 3 Infinity Stones
What?
embedded in his armor.
Oh, that sucks for him if he ever comes to the MCU. Those stones ain't gonna work.
Yeah, in comic continuity, if you take, say, the 616 stones, which is the main comic book line continuity, and take it to the MCU, the comic book versions of the stones will not work.
There's a variation of it on it for the What If series. They can still work in other universes, but they can't be broken by technology made to destroy them from other
Which is
universes.
Which is weird, but in comic continuity it is, so you take the 616 stones, bring them to Earth 345, they will not work in 345, they're just pretty gems.
I don't know. I still kind of find it weird that there are multiple versions of the stone, or of the gems, crystals, stones throughout the entire Marvel multiverse. You think something that powerful that could control an entire universe would have multiple copies of itself when
You think it'd be like a Darkseid situation where he's just one being throughout the
yeah,
entire
they should
multiverse.
be like a singularity sort
Oh my
of
God.
situation, but no, you got multiples of it, which you know, that's been a concept for years. I get it, like that's sort of like, you know, just something you should accept at this point. But part of me is thinking,
the Amanda Waller situation.
like, for MCU wise, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you should just keep it to one set so people don't have to worry about that crap anymore.
I think apparently Tom Cruise is slated to play that version of Robert Downey Jr. by the way, and apparently in the film this person that's like igniting with energy is Superior Iron Man with 3 of the stones.
And it's Tom Cruise?
Apparently it's Tom Cruise slated to play Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, that's true. I can get down on that. That seems pretty
What's
cool.
your opinion on it, John?
I don't mind it.
Superhero guy.
There's actually people that have done artwork with Tom Cruise in Iron Man's nanotech armor from Infinity War, and it looks fucking fantastic. Yeah, it's not Robert Downey Jr.,
Well, yeah.
but nothing's ever going to replace Robert Downey Jr., but this is a different version of Tony Stark. If you get, as long as he has black hair and not the Tom Cruise brown hair, I am absolutely freaking okay with it. He doesn't even have to have that freaking goatee and beard. As long as you just get the black hair, I'm absolutely fine with it.
Yep.
Like, I don't care. It's supposed to be different. It's a multiverse.
Now, that being said, on the car ride over here before we started the podcast, John is under the suspicion that the Illuminati is going to be the main threat.
So
in
let me
this
go
film.
through my theory, and I posted this on my TikTok earlier. So as leading up to these events, it's basically setting up Scarlet Witch to be the big bad. I digress. Now, I like to go on the far out theories where it probably so much realm into the realm of disbelief, it cannot come true. So leading up to the events of Doctor Strange, we see Scarlet Witch slowly losing her sanity, wanting to find her family, wanting to find Vision, to be whole again. Well, in this Doctor Strange 2, you see in the trailer that Wanda's again starting to slightly lose it.
A recurring theme of her character.
And a lot of people just want her to have a happy ending. Like seriously, that's just what people want for her at this point.
I don't know. I'm going to be the asshole in the room here and say that I don't give a shit.
Wow!
Like, look.
Yeah.
Listen, look what she did in her series to the town that she was
You do
living
realize
in.
that was
Exactly.
just because of Thanos, right?
It's not just
Like the
because of
mental
Thanos.
stability?
Look, it's not just because
She
of
still
Thanos.
did it.
Yeah,
Thanos didn't do anything to her. He just fucking killed her
Yeah, and
fucking
technically at that
lover.
point,
I mean,
and technically at that
grow
point,
up, right? I mean, that's the world.
like, and technically at that point, Thanos is already dead. Like, he has no control over her. She's essentially a reality warper, and yeah, like what Alex said, like, you remember what she did to that entire town throughout her entire series.
Last time I checked, John, Tony Stark's woman didn't go on some sort of creepy rampage that made a little pocket dimension in an entire town that ruined
No, she just went on a little rampage that shoved a hole in some guy's chest.
Yeah, one guy. One guy.
I like how you're defending this. You're not.
Look, we could argue whether or not
I like
Pepper
this
or you know, Scarlet Witch, which one is the worse? Like, morally speaking. But like,
I don't know, John. I feel like one's a lot worse than the other.
Look,
I mean, Pepper Potts is so powerful she was able to tie down Tony Stark.
Look, John, the point is...
One couldn't even find her android.
Yeah. Anyway, John, the point is, like, ever since she lost her brother Quicksilver back in Avengers 2...
Which was bullshit.
Wanda has been a ticking time bomb, okay? We've known this, you know, concerning what she's done in the comics. Like, look...
No more mutants.
No more mutants. Yes. She's, like... creating new realities and trying to rule over it kind of like a god is sort of, well, not like a god, but like essentially change the world to fit her whims and fantasies is sort of nothing new. Okay. Yeah, she again, there was an entire story where she got rid of what was it, the whole need for superheroes or mutants in one story, and that ended up backfiring.
The House of M.
House of M, yes,
was when she made mutants the dominant race instead of the humans, and humans were kind of seen as the second-class citizens.
Yeah, and so
even superheroes like Spider-Man, who got their powers through indirect means, like the radioactive spiders instead of the X gene, were still considered better than actual humans, which I actually kind of like that part in that story.
Yeah, so like this is nothing new to her character. I'm going full in that, especially from the leaks that we had learned, that was talked about in this podcast like months ago, that she will be the final threat to Strange and whatever is going on in this story. Wanda will be a villain. Will be a villain.
Time out, sorry. Isn't Wanda the reason the stuff that's happening in Loki takes place?
No,
like the whole reason Loki's timeline happens.
If WandaVision cracked the door, Loki kicked the fucking door open.
What I mean is Wanda's the reason.
Peeled it back.
Yeah, Wanda's the reason that Loki's timeline even changed, or not Loki's, but other timelines kind of fractured out.
The reason why the beginning of Loki happened was because of the Avengers going back and getting the different versions in the timeline of the Infinity Stone.
He's the version of Loki that got the stone. That, like, you know, ducked out.
Avengers 1 Loki.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was before all the character art, which, from what I've heard, which I really gotta watch Loki, I heard he got all that character development back in that series. Because I am not the biggest Loki fan. I will tell you guys until I'm blue in the face, I'm not the biggest Loki fan. But his fucking character development throughout the movies were fantastic.
Look, one of these days, all three of us, or you and me, are going to have to sit down, finally subscribe to Disney Plus, and just binge watch. Already. Okay, then we gotta binge watch this show at some point and then do a full-on review of it. But, like, anyway, I'm pretty sure Wanda, I'm going by the leaks, again, Wanda is going to be the main antagonist. Or not the main antagonist, but she's going to be the last threat in the film. And her and Strange are going to be fighting. Because we know that she's at that point, mentally and emotionally, that she will do whatever it takes to get her family back. Which, of course, is going to cause even more problems. And this is going further down the line here. Maybe because of what she does in this film is the thing that finally sets off the whole Celestials plot line that's currently happening in the MCU that's been alluded to. For those of you that haven't heard about it, or, you know, have seen, like, film theories video on it.
I'll have to watch it. I haven't.
Like, the short of it is, maybe the next main antagonist or threat in this phase, or in phase 3 of the MCU, is the Celestials, the godlike beings that task the Eternals with dealing with those deviants, essentially. like, essentially, the theory goes that there's a celestial inside Earth that's waiting to be born, and once it's born, it's going to kill or devour all of humanity in order to get its power.
So Galactus.
And not Galactus. Galactus is entirely different. Galactus wasn't a celestial. He was just a guy that gained cosmic power from his old universe and became a monster after his universe destruction.
There was a theory I saw that they were trying to set up Galactus for the MCU, but possibly be a celestial. That's why I said Galactus. In
any case, maybe whatever Wanda does in this film is what finally starts kicking off that plot, if that turns out to be true.
Post-credit scene is where the Celestial actually appears on Earth. You just see glowing black eyes, and then just cuts from there.
No, funny enough, I think I saw Noel in the trailer. For those of you that don't know...
Don't play with me, dude. Seriously. I love the King in Black storyline.
Look, there's a
and that's not a bad thing. Like, I want to see this live action.
There's a split second in the trailer, and we know for a fact that Marvel loves to make fake points in trailers. But there was one guy specifically that shows up for like a second or two that looks like the King in Black. No. Like, just straight up looks like it.
I want to see, I would love to see Null in live action. Like, seriously.
I mean, we're going to have to watch the trailer again. I think that was probably a cameo of Null.
So, going back to my theory real quick. My theory is basically, when Strange is brought into the meeting room of the Illuminati, he is in cuffs. And we hear Patrick Stewart start talking. Maybe, just maybe, it's a foxtail where the Illuminati sets Doctor Strange out on his path to stop Wanda. But who, mind you, would think about it, who would put Wanda on her path to begin with? The Illuminati. Why? Because we've seen the Illuminati make questionable calls in the comics. They were willing to obliterate an entire planet to save theirs. I am not joking you on this one.
Jesus.
They've made questionable calls in the past, so if Wanda is in fact breaking the multiverse by looking for her family, who says the Illuminati can't spin it in their narrative?
Again, who says this is the same Illuminati?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This Illuminati will be different from obviously the comics version.
It's as no one says, the greater good isn't always good.
So it could be the Marvel Illuminati setting Wanda on that path with subnautic projections of saying, hey, you do this, get your family back. Because we see in the trailer, Wanda is talking to herself. Now you could say that as one of two things. Either she's finally fucking lost it, which that seems to be the consensus.
Means more plausible.
Yeah, which is, or you like me, you like to do some far-fetched things, and
you're hopeful.
I'm hopeful for a weird storyline at least. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for this movie one way or another because it looks fantastic. But I just love the far-fetched things, just to make it a little bit more fun. It's the point of the theory in my eyes. So maybe the Illuminati swings things in their way, puts Wanda on their path to either do one of two things: set up Battle World where they can take over, or they just take over the multiverse in general by breaking it, and whoever doesn't fall in whatever universe doesn't fall in line, they just kind of break the multiverse in general and get that universe out of there. Who knows? Alright, but that's Doctor Strange 2. I can't wait for it. We are all excited. We have to go see this in theaters, obviously.
I'm going to watch the first one first.
You haven't watched Doctor Strange 1
yet? Yeah, I haven't watched it. If I haven't watched it with you, odds are I have not watched it.
You piece of shit.
Don't call him piece of shit.
Doctor Strange 1 was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the cinematography they use, the effects they use, I don't care what anyone says, you can get sick of CGI all you want. The CGI in that movie was a fucking masterpiece.
Alright. Are all the Marvel films on Disney Plus?
Yes, literally.
Okay, then you're sitting down with this guy and watching the entire series with him.
I've seen the Iron Man ones, I've seen the first Thor, I've seen all of the Avengers.
You've watched Avengers Endgame with me like twice, I think.
You just gotta sit down and watch the films with them.
Infinity War twice.
Trust me, personally speaking, out of all Phase 1, I do believe that Doctor Strange and the first Ant-Man are probably the better films to come out of the entire phase. Like, I actually really like those films.
I mean, I'm biased because I'm biased, and I'll say Endgame was the best. between Endgame and Infinity War. I can understand why you would say Ant-Man, because Paul Rudd's a fucking treasure.
Look, Infinity War and Endgame are on their own separate tier. Like those films are good, and a lot of people will agree when I say that Endgame is practically a masterpiece.
Oh God, yeah.
Like
what was it? Who directed those? It was
the Raimi brothers.
No, not the Raimi brothers. Was it the Raimi brothers? Who directed oh my God, Age of Ultron? Not Joss Whedon. Not Age of Ultron? Civil War. Who directed Civil War? If you could, one of you guys look that up real quick?
I'll take a look at it.
I can't remember off the top of my head who directed the freaking Civil War, because it was the same guys that directed Civil War and Infinity War.
Who?
Oh God. Because it was the same two guys that did Captain America. I almost said Captain Falcon. Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
The Russo brothers.
Russo brothers. Okay.
All right.
Those guys did and I know they said Endgame was gonna be their last movie they directed for Marvel. It was a masterpiece. Like seriously, all those Marvel movies are good. I think there's good stuff in all of them. Like either the whole movie's good or a couple pieces and something's good. Iron Man 3 being the worst Iron Man in my eyes because the whole fucking Mandarin thing. I still gotta watch Shang-Chi. I still haven't watched that or the Eternals.
I finally sat down and saw Shang-Chi.
But I heard the practical effects they were using for the fighting, and that was amazing.
Okay, all I can say about this is that it's good.
I mean,
it's
I know
not great.
CGI, of course, they're going to.
It's good. It's not great in my opinion, but I liked it.
I don't know too much about Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is like one of the Marvel characters I know least about.
He's one of the more obscure heroes.
Which I'm glad they're getting more obscure heroes in it.
But I definitely love how his rings work, and the stinger from that film sort of implies that there is going to be a Skrull invasion sometime in the future, maybe that the rings are connected to the Celestials.
There is actually, they are working on a secret invasion TV show for Disney Plus. So that is actually coming to fruition.
Right.
Because there have been set leaks with Samuel L. Jackson with Nick Fury on there, so that'll be great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Doctor Strange 2. I want to go into DC because DC's doing shit right for once. Warner Brothers finally got their head, well, not all the way out their ass. Their ear's still in their ass. Because they don't want to listen to anybody about the whole Amber Heard situation. The Flash teaser trailer dropped a month or two ago, and it looks fantastic. Flash got a comic book accurate suit from the New 52.
Finally.
With skin tight red like leather or whatever it is, with yellow lines. Hey, don't say finally, because I actually like the Justice League armored plating suit.
Oh no, I was saying based on the CW, I forgot it took a long time for him to get like a comic accurate one.
I think the only thing that was really missing was the golden boots.
Maybe that's what it was that I'm thinking of. I might have mixed things up.
Because before the yellow lines across it was literally just a plain red suit. It was literally just red suit, cowl, wings on the side. I was fine with what the Flash gave us. It's a CW show.
Yeah,
I love it either way. I gotta catch up on it. But no, the coolest thing I thought from the CW show that I don't remember them doing in the comics was in the CW show when Flash started to run, he had little yellow eye shields drop over his eyes so the wind wouldn't get in his eyes, I guess. Which I thought that was absolutely amazing. Little nice touch. I don't think it was in the comics, but wonderful touch. In the movie, they do the same thing. They drop little yellow eye shields over the eyes.
I always thought he had goggles.
No. I think only Impulse had them.
Impulse and Kid Flash, I think, had
Kid Flash. Certain incarnations of Kid Flash did have them.
Young Justice,
I think. Young Justice Flash, Kid Flash did have them. Which rumors is, if rumors are correct, again these are just rumors. That version of Kid Flash could be coming back to life in the show. Maybe, don't know yet.
Oh yeah, because he quote unquote died right in the Speed Force.
They didn't say he got absorbed into the Speed Force, but it's pretty much people are inclined to believe, and I certainly believe that, is he did get sucked into the Speed Force by running too fast, which can happen, but it takes really skilled speedsters like Barry and Wally and Wallace West in the comics to run out of it, because in one of the
once you get into it, you have to be fast enough to get out of it.
Like the Speed Force will suck you in if you're not, like, because here's the thing. One of the things with one of the Crisis events, I think it was Final Crisis, where Superboy Prime, the one that punched the multiverse and broke it, I'm not even kidding you on that one either. He got so mad he punched the multiverse and broke it.
Which was confirmed finally nearing the end of Death Metal, where that's an established superpower that Prime now has, where he can just punch all of reality and retcon shit.
One of my favorite.
All right, Gogeta.
One of my favorite.
Or was it
things
Broly that did that?
Is Panda Red on YouTube, and he
Either.
goes, "Why did you hit me as hard as when Superboy Prime punches a timeline when it looks at him funny?"
Damn, I love Panda Red's
Panda
fucking
Red is
things,
so good.
dude. Oh my god.
Well, actually, another thing at the end of Death Metal is, what was it? Death Metal. They said everything in the past had finally got retconned back in, so everything that happened in the past is now canon. So
Like-
Superman sneezing an entire universe away is now canon.
Original Superman sneezing
Oh, yeah,
all
this
of
is-
reality. Like, yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
the whole point of Death Metal was to make sure that everything mattered.
Well, one of this in Final, I believe it's Final Crisis. Wally and Barry Allen Flash grabbed Superboy Prime because he was just wrecking everybody. Like, he was killing people with one hit.
Was there a reason why he was going nuts?
Because the whole basis for Superboy Prime, he's from our Earth, where they're just
real world?
comics. When he got put into the DC universe, he gained the powers of Superman. Because he was Clark Kent in our world. He just had no powers.
Oh.
When he went into the universe, he became Clark Kent of the DC universe, immediately becoming Kryptonian and gaining all the powers. Well, one thing led to another, and Wally and Barry ran Superboy Prime into the Speed Force to trap him there. That didn't work. Because he come barreling out of the Speed Force with the Anti-Monitor's armor that's constantly pumping sunlight into his body. Oh yeah. He's wearing a solar panel. And you know the basis of Superman, the more sunlight he has, the powerful he gets.
Where'd he get the Anti-Monitor's armor?
There was one time during the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths where Barry and I think all the speedsters tried to trap him, or they trapped pieces of the Anti-Monitor in the Speed Force, and they kept him there. Because Barry ran around the Anti-Monitor so fast, he literally turned into the bolt of lightning, striking back in time, giving Barry his powers in the first place. I am not kidding you on this. This is actual canonically canon.
So wait, is the Anti-Monitor the armor itself alive?
No, the
No,
Anti-Monitor
no.
was a person. The reason why it's called the Anti-Monitor armor is because he wore it. The Anti-Monitor wore it.
And the
Superboy,
Anti-Monitor is just like the big bad of
Yeah.
the DC world.
Superboy Prime got a hold of said armor and repurposed it to make his powers even stronger.
which basically pumps solar radiation into his blood,
Like
just faster than Superman.
straight up.
It took two different versions of Superman to beat him on a planet full of kryptonite.
And even then, that didn't do a lot because afterwards, they trapped him using an entire Lantern Corps, to basically try and stop him, and he broke out.
It took the 10 strongest lanterns in the entire Lantern Corps to subdue him for just a minute.
He breaks out. I think this was during the events of when Necron, Blackest Night, he finally gets out of there, has to deal with that whole situation. He gets trapped again. He breaks out just before Death Metal and has to deal with the Shazam family for a comic series, but that's dubious whether or not that was actually him or just a dream version of him.
Yeah.
And then he shows up proper in Death Metal in one of the dark multiverse worlds, where he was basically given his chance at a world that was to his liking. But then he's convinced by Wonder Woman, spoilers, that you should give our plan a shot in the dark because that's what Superman is. He's a shot in the dark. And he joins up with them for the final fight for the multiverse.
Literally.
For all of reality
What was
against the
it?
Darkest Knights. Superboy Prime or Superman Prime, depending on how you want to call him now since he's an adult, realizes that, no one here likes him. He knows that. He knows how the story goes. He's read about it time and time and time again. Nothing changes, and he wants out. And sure enough, in his issue, The Secret Origin, he realizes that, he can punch so hard that it retcons reality to fit his whims. And he realizes...
His punch is what brought back Jason Todd from the dead.
Yes.
I'm not even, again, not kidding you on this.
He punched so hard he brought a dead person back to life for real. And then he goes up against the Darkest Night, and BWL is like, wait, if you join me, I could give you the perfect world you want. I could make sure that you have eternal peace and everything. You just gotta let me win this one time. And Superman Prime is just like, I'm fucking done with this, man. I want to grow up. And he just punches him. And it's implied that the punch was so strong that it turned the tide to lead up into the ending of Death Metal that we got. If he hadn't done that, then it was without a doubt that BWL was gonna kill everyone and then escape into the Omniverse. And it's implied that his physical body died, but then through some weird means at the end of the Secret Origin, he wakes up in the real Earth with all of his powers. And it's an allusion to the first issue of Superman, the very first issue, where he saves a kid from getting hit from a car, and he lifts up the car.
The cover of Action Comics #1.
Yep. I love that story. I got the entire Death Metal storyline in comic book form.
Do you really?
Yes.
Fuck you! I've been trying to find that.
I've been collecting the issue. I was collecting the issues when it was being printed out. Yeah, issue by issue.
Okay. I thought you meant like the omnibus, because I've been waiting for the omnibus to freaking come out.
Oh, the omnibus is already available, including the deluxe edition. Trust me.
The Dark Knight Metal event, like that whole event from the Dark Knights leading up to Death Metal and then retconning everything, is my favorite DC storyline.
Yeah.
Because, for one, it starts with making Batman look like an asshole.
And then here's the thing.
I feel like he kind of
cool
needed
thing.
that.
He did!
And it's not like they, after Death Metal, that things return back to normal. No, things didn't go back to normal.
It's had lasting effects.
The Earth-Zero Wonder Woman ascended to the status of the Hands, the creators of the Omniverse. She's one of them now. The multiverse of DC canon no longer has a wall protecting it from the rest of the Omniverse, so now it's just a part of the Omniverse.
Oh no! The source wall broke. That's right.
Yeah, there's no more source wall, so there's nothing protecting it from whatever's out there in the Omniverse. The Dark Multiverse, which again is on the flip side of our multiverse, that's still there, still churning out worlds. There's still no one taking care of it, and we know this for a fact because what shows up in a Fortnite crossover months later? A Batwoman who laughs.
No.
And the Batman who laughs, or at least a version of him, is still around and kicking, and he's trapped in the Fortnite universe.
Good. Keep him there.
Essentially living basically in Valhalla whenever the loop resets, he's just killing people over and over and over again. Anyway,
the Marsupial, which does the chuckling.
And then we know, and then I'm going to go into a tangent here because I haven't caught up with all the stories, but I really want to. I know for a fact that Darkseid shows up again.
Does he?
He shows up again with creating an Omega Lantern.
I'm sorry. I am not caught up. The only way I can get caught up is on comics.
That's called a street light.
Because I do it through Comic Story on YouTube.
Apparently at this point, he's just become a singularity. Or at least, he was always a singularity, but apparently he survived, or this is like the Darkseid baby grown up now, and it's created its own lantern ring, but it was stopped. And then afterwards, we get into the multiversity stuff, and that's where we're reintroduced to the Empty Hand. You know, the devourer of multiverses that tried to get into DC back in the early 2010s, but wasn't able to because of a black Superman and a Justice League from across the multiverse.
Dude, Mon-El he's getting his own series.
And that's when Alex puts away the Game Boy because he's.
Oh no, I was done playing. It was coincidental.
Is Mon-El. And his fucking suit is just so dope. It's like light navy blue with white for the cape and around his neck. but the symbol is like steel. It's gray steel. It's like metal.
That's
and inside
really
the
cool.
S instead of yellow, it's red.
Yeah.
It's so, I'll show you a picture. It's so dope. But I want to talk about the DC teaser trailer that we got during the Super Bowl. You guys haven't watched it. I watched it before the podcast we started recording tonight. It shows Hawkman. Looks fan-freaking-tastic. The only thing, and this is a small, minute nitpick on, is his costume. In Hawkman's original costume design, there's a little bit of green there. Where I think it's his legs that have the most green on them.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's just gold and red. Still looks fantastic.
Damn.
Still looks wonderful. We get a good look at Atom Smasher in its full size. This is the JSA, the Justice Society of America, going against Black Adam or helping Black Adam. We don't know the plot details of the film yet. Moving on to Black Adam. Black Adam.
Is he the one that
Dwayne Johnson is playing? Looks freaking awesome.
I mean, over the fact that Black Adam is showing up because
It's
Amelia
his movie.
Harcourt, who's, as you know from the Suicide Squad film as well as the Peacemaker HBO Max series, she's showing up for
in
this
that
new movie. So
this is set in modern day then.
yeah, so we're confirming that Black Adam is going to show up in another film, probably another Shazam 2.
I'll have to show you the trailer, guys, like before we leave tonight, because it looks fantastic.
And I know we're
may
talking
have
about
to wait
DC,
till
but I do
another
want to
day.
get back to Marvel for a second because someone, another leak for Doctor Strange has just come up where there is an Illuminati lineup for the characters.
Oh, is there?
There's a new leak.
Read it off. Go ahead.
Okay, so the potential Illuminati lineup, from what the leak says, is that we have Patrick Stewart as Professor X,
Obviously.
Captain Carter, who is played by Haley Atwell, Monica Rambeau, played
Okay,
by
I heard
Teyonah
that.
Parris,
I heard that.
Black Bolt, played by Anson Mount,
Heard that.
Mr. Fantastic, played by John Krasinski,
How did we forget about Mr. Fantastic?
Superior Iron Man, Tom Cruise,
Yes! Sorry, I'm geeking out.
and then we have Sorcerer Supreme Mordo, who's played by Chiwetel I'm butchering the name, Ejiofor. Then we have a Christine Palmer
Is that
variant,
the bold sorceress?
but she's essentially an assistant to the Illuminati.
Baron Mordo is the villain in Doctor... you haven't seen Doctor Strange 1. Baron Mordo is one of the villains in Doctor Strange 1. So the evil Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, and the good version of Baron Mordo, who is the Sorcerer Supreme, which is the main magic person for that universe, or for whoever is in charge of that universe for magic, flip sides then. Because Doctor Strange is good, and was considered the Sorcerer Supreme, and Baron Mordo was evil, working with Dormammu in the first film. Now it's flipped. So now we got an evil Doctor Strange and a good Baron Mordo. Holy shit, dude. This just...
And I won't get into it, but there are also cameos in the third act. I won't get into story spoilers.
I don't care. Cameos. Who the fuck are the cameos?
So apparently, Deadpool,
Uh-huh.
the Incredible Hulk, who is just the CGI 2008 movie version, which is its own timeline apparently.
Is that the one with the dad that's trying to take his
No,
power
no, no, no,
over?
no. That's like 2002. 2008 is where Abomination is.
Jean Grey, played by Sophie Turner,
From the Age of Apocalypse timeline movie?
probably.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Professor X,
Yep.
James McAvoy
Never mind.
version.
I didn't know that. I love that version. Sorry.
Nightcrawler, the Cody Smith McPhee
I
version.
think that's from the Age of Apocalypse, because if it's the James McAvoy version of Professor X, that has to be the Sophie Turner or the Jean Grey and the Nightcrawler from those movies.
The Loki TVA version, played by Tom Hiddleston.
Okay, so Loki is coming back in the MCU in the fold somehow.
Spider-Man, but it's implied that this could be the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Oh, yes!
Baldur the Brave, played by Bruce Campbell.
Baldur the Brave.
I'm sorry. One of Thor's best friends in Asgard. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Baldur the Brave,
Played by who?
Bruce Campbell,
Ash himself.
Ash himself.
Ash
Magneto,
versus the Evil Dead?
played by Michael
It's
Fassbender.
Bruce Campbell. Wait, Michael Fassbender? Yes, dude.
Ghost Rider by Gabriel Luna. and
I
more.
think that's the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider.
However,
I think that's from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
However, like I say, whenever I talk about leaks on this podcast, take these with a grain of salt because they could end up not being true. And again, Marvel does like to
pull our leg.
Yeah, troll us with that.
But I'll take the whole fart shaker for those cameos.
However, it is mentioned that a lot of these are just CGI or actors who came in and shot on blue screen for like 30 minutes. So these are just very, very quick cameos.
I threw this out to it wasn't you. I threw this out to somebody. That I want Deadpool to be the new Stan Lee cameo.
No, it was me.
Was it you
that
said this to? Okay. I want Deadpool to be the new Stan Lee cameos. Like him in every movie.
I read there was something on Instagram. Someone gave like a little idea, like have Deadpool be the cameos with a sign that says, "Have you seen this man?" and it's Stan Lee. Like every time.
Oh my god,
that would be genius. Oh my god, Marvel.
It would be disrespectful as all hell, but it'd be genius.
No, it wouldn't.
Anyway,
he doesn't die in the MCU. He just goes missing.
If you want, guys, I can send you what the supposed leaks say through text, but I don't want to get into it for the rest of the podcast. But back to DC.
Everything looks fantastic. The costumes, the movie looks great. DC is probably pretty much hit out of their dark times, except for this tiny little knot that's called Amber Heard. They need to kind of,
Yeah, see, even though things are going better for Johnny Depp, he still got removed from those movies that he was supposed to be on.
As of right now, I know there's no calls from Disney or Warner Brothers for him to come back. Warner Brothers is not only doubling down, but tripling down on Amber Heard's side. They're keeping her in Aquaman. The director is backing Amber Heard in this entire situation. There's no talks whatsoever of removing her from any movie.
Even though there was confirmed proof that Johnny Depp was...
there's confirmed proof. Even Johnny Depp's ex-wives have come out against this Amber Heard situation and said, no, Johnny Depp would not do that. He's not that kind of guy. Yes, we are divorced, but he's not... Three of his ex-wives are coming out to defend Johnny and say, no, he's not like that.
So, I don't know anything about this situation. What's been going on
So,
with
Amber Heard had come out and said Johnny Depp was physically abusing her.
Ah, okay.
And she was doubling down on it, saying this is what he was doing to me. In the midst of this, Johnny Depp lost his roles with Warner Brothers, so the Fantastic Beasts films he was starring in, he lost his roles in that. He lost his Jack Sparrow role in Pirates of the Caribbean, because he was supposed to be in the next one, which rumors are Davy Jones is supposed to be coming back with the nod at the end of the last film.
God, we are still continuing with the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Unfortunately,
all these
it's like
years.
it's like Fast and Furious with pirates.
It just takes so fucking long to make them, though.
You know what's even funnier? I haven't seen any of those either.
They're not bad. The first one's okay. The second one's okay. The third one's arguably the worst one out of the three.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but not by far. It's not a bad film.
It's not bad.
The fourth one arguably is worse than the third film, but again, it's not by much standards.
I haven't seen really much of it, but I remember watching a part of it while my parents were watching it.
Wasn't
there a part where they all become like zombies or something?
That's the first film. The fourth film has nothing to do with the first three films.
Yeah,
okay, Halloween
it's
3.
entirely new, separate. Not okay. No, it takes place after the events of the original trilogy.
Okay, so it at least still takes place with it. It's not Halloween 3 style where it's like, oh, this has nothing to do with it, but we have the name.
No.
And then the fifth film, Dead Man Tells No Tale, has absolutely everything to do with the third film. Because the entire point of the third film is to get a character back that's dead from the third film back alive. Yeah, it's a whole big hullabaloo. Which actually, it's not a bad movie.
Is there any chance we can get a SpongeBob cameo in Pirates of the Caribbean?
No,
come on,
never.
Come on, just the
never.
No, just the fish from the intro. Come on.
But to
make sure it looks like
Johnny
SpongeBob.
Depp lost all his acting roles here in the U.S. It was unconfirmed whether he lost it overseas too because of this situation. Then the particular audio had come out about Amber Heard openly saying she was going to hit Johnny Depp and she was going to hit him again. It openly throws her in the limelight of her abusing him.
You know, the thing that people have been saying?
So now, in the midst of this,
I'm just gonna stand for a bit.
Johnny Depp's ex-wives come out and say, no, Johnny Depp's not like that. He did not ever lay a hand on us. He was one of the nicest guys. I guess it's just because the reason why they got divorced because some other reason. But
I mean,
it's either way. It's coming out as Johnny Depp is not that kind of guy. Gee, I wonder why. Then to make things even worse, there was a petition that got started by, I want to say, I don't want to give him full credit because I don't think he started it, but he started the talks of a petition of getting Amber Heard kicked off every other freaking project she was on, and to get her in jail because she ruined Johnny Depp's life, almost.
I remember seeing that go around on like social media, but I don't think anything ever happened of it.
Oh no, something did happen.
Oh,
they got
did?
over 100K. I want to say they got over 100K signs.
Ooh.
They got enough to make Warner Brothers acknowledge it. You want to know what Warner Brothers said to the situation? The director of Aquaman 2 doubled down and said, no, we don't care what you fans think. We're not kicking Amber Heard off the project. We don't care what evidence has come to light. We're keeping Amber Heard on the project. And every other project, we're going to keep her on too. So Warner Brothers, and I can't really say DC because this isn't DC's call. So Warner Brothers not only doubled down on the physical abuser, but kept her on the projects. Not doing anything, and as of right now, there is a call for boycotting Aquaman 2: The Last Kingdom, or The Lost Kingdom.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
So now this movie probably won't make any money, and will probably hurt Jason Momoa, because nobody wants to go see this film because of Amber Heard, regarding of how good the movie could be. I am in full form of boycotting this movie.
There's one thing I just want to point out. Anyone who defends Amber Heard and thinks she's in the right despite proof that she has abused Johnny, if you guys are really, siding with her with all this proof and you're advocates against, not sexual abuse, fucking just physical abuse in between a relationship or physical abuse in general, I really hope you're not against physical abuse and backing her, because you are contradicting yourself.
Here's the thing. When this whole thing started, no woman whatsoever, from what I've seen, went to Amber Heard's defense. Nobody went to her defense because it was about Johnny Depp.
Well, someone's got to be going to her defense if things aren't changing.
Oh yeah, Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is the machine is what's backing her. As long as you got the machine backing you, you're fine. We've literally seen this happen just now. As long as the machine is backing you, there's nothing that can be done, unfortunately.
It's bullshit.
The director for Aquaman 2 said, no, I've seen the petition, and we're not kicking her off the project, because we're not going to listen to your fan. We're not going to listen to you fans over this. Which, hey, buddy, if a pretty good chunk of the fans boycott the second movie, you're screwed. The studio is screwed. The only other hero movies these people are going to go see is Black Adam and the Flashpoint movie. And Batman. The Batman movie,
yeah.
Which I'm actually excited for that one. So that's the whole point of this Amber Heard situation, is she's still going to be in Aquaman 2. The Warner Brothers is tripling down on the backing of her, and now there's a huge boycott that is on the horizon for Aquaman 2, which sucks because I personally wanted to see this. I think this whole Amber Heard situation just proves that as long as you got the machine backing you, you can do whatever you want and get away with it.
Oh yeah, that's Hollywood for you.
Warner Brothers is not in the good graces of everybody right now. They may be doing good stuff with their movies, but this whole Amber Heard situation is just doubling down on a burning ship.
Yep. And
this ship is burning. But
they burned that ship, doused it, and then relit it on fire.
They reignited it. They reignited the fire, which they shouldn't have done. They should have just said, you know what, Amber? Evidence had to actually come out against you.
Be gone, thought.
We're done. We're done. We're going to cut your contract early. But other than that, the costumes and the story for this, for these movies are going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what they do with the Flashpoint movie, or the Flash movie in general. I don't know if it's considered Flashpoint. It very well seems like it's leaning that way. The only thing I have against this movie is the fact that they're not having Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck come back as Batman or Superman anymore, because the taste has been soured.
I have this just in regarding Nintendo. I was just scrolling through Facebook and I found this thing posted by Nintendo 8 minutes ago. As of late March 2023, so a year from now at least, it will no longer be possible to make Nintendo eShop purchases for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS family of systems.
So they're shutting down the stores.
Next March, they're doing exactly what they did with the Nintendo Wii family.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, now that we're talking about Nintendo, we had a Direct last week.
Oh, we did.
Okay.
Hold on. Before you go into the Direct, real quick, I'm gonna reset this up so it doesn't cut us off mid-conversation.
I do want to make an addendum to what I said earlier back at the beginning. I did get the name wrong. It wasn't GoPro. It was ShowPro.
ShowPro? Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
ShowPro.
GoPro's something different.
I think GoPro's
well,
little cameras you can have while you're riding a bike.
Make sure when writing down the description that we don't only just get like Swade's
I will put
link,
in, we
but
did get the name wrong.
we did get the name wrong.
Don't worry, GoPro. We're not going towards you. You have to good work with your cameras.
That being said, there
I
has...
don't use them.
I was just scrolling through, and apparently there has been a sort of response to this situation from the Japanese side.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'd say give Charo's video a listen to it. I'll link it to you after this podcast so you can see what they're saying.
Wait, you're saying a Japanese company responded to all of this?
I don't know if it's actually them, but it seems like fans from the East are...
So they're coming to their defense.
Yeah, coming to their defense. And to be fair, I think it could be a case of them defending the animators and their IP instead of, giving a crap about, the people
Fuck you, YouTube
who are actually being sort of like screwed over by this.
Fine. I fully understand defending the animators, the voice actors, and stuff like that. That is absolutely fine. But in this entire situation, it is kind of garbage to go after somebody that is legitimately either reviewing your content or trying to make it educational or entertaining. They're
in a way.
teaching somebody about the content so they can get into it.
Like, yes, they're technically making money off of it, but it's not like you're using it as a cash cow. You're actually giving additional information that wasn't given on the forefront.
You know what movie critics do for money? They review movies, and they're technically making money off the movies that they review.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, but it's a touchy subject because it's like two different continents that have different rule sets. That's the problem.
Anyway, just I'd bring that up that I've just found this out. There was there at least has been a sort of response now of what people from Japan are now saying about their thoughts on the situation.
I'm hoping these Japanese companies kind of give a little bit of leeway. Like, I understand, like, uploading full episodes to YouTube, like somebody pirating them, not like an official Crunchyroll or Funimation YouTube channel where they're partnered with said companies to upload the content. But, I understand going after the pirating, like, of episodes, but if you're just going after people that are talking about it and reviewing it or teaching people about it that want to get into it, it's a little, like, it doesn't sit right in my stomach with me.
Yeah. It's one of those difficult things, but I feel like they shouldn't necessarily be able to target American audiences because we have separate laws as well.
That's what I was telling him earlier in the car. I think there should
like
be
it's that weird double-edged sword where if we can't use our rules against them, why can they target us when we have separate rules from them?
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those weird things. Like how is this possible to be? Like how is this doable? And also, why is it doable?
Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we get out of here: Jump Force is officially dead.
Oh, it is dead. Or the online's dead.
They shut off the online servers. They're officially down permanently. I think they took it off the PSN store.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you still have it, you delete it off your console. You can re-download.
Well, yeah.
But
makes sense they take it off the store because who would want to pay the price for a dead game?
They took it off the PSN store. They took it off Microsoft store. Microsoft has come out about Call of Duty, where they said, remember, was it a couple weeks ago, we had said, or I had reported that Microsoft said for the foreseeable future, for the remaining contracts, they will keep Call of Duty and other games that are multi-platform. Microsoft and Activision have also come out this week and said, for the foreseeable future, not just after the contracts are up, they were going to re-sign contracts, the games will still remain multi-platform. So we will still be getting Call of Duty, Overwatch, and all those multi-platform games on PS4, on Steam, on Xbox, or on PlayStation, on Steam, on Xbox. And it just goes to show that these console wars are probably closer to ending than anybody has realized. I will say this till I'm blue in the face. I am sick of the console wars. So Sony and Microsoft can get past that. Why the fuck can't the fanboys?
Anyway, on to the Nintendo Direct.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that before we go.
So here's a funny thing.
Besides,
a lot of people are expecting to get like Mario Kart 9. That's not the case. They're milking Mario Kart 8 for all it's worth by giving it a DLC that's the size of a full game.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, 48 new tracks.
48 new tracks, the size of an entire game.
They're going to release them in Grand Prix. We don't know yet, but for the tracks, they're going to release them in Grand Prix over time. Like, I think it's sets of 3 until we hit 40. Like, sets of 3 Grand Prix, so 3 sets of 4, or it's just going to be 1 Grand Prix. I could be wrong.
Is it going to be, like, So we don't know if there's any new racers.
We don't know yet.
It makes me want to fucking get Mario Kart 8 now.
I have
It's
Mario Kart 8. Honestly,
insane.
I would rather them do something like this over getting a whole new game, which is just the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about all the sports games like Madden, FIFA. Just release like the
not
2023
I'm
DLC
not
or
even
something
going in
like just do
with
that
sports games on
instead
that
of new
because
games.
Madden 22 got ripped a new one by Angry Joe, and it was
Oh,
freaking
boy.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, I got it using the
Hour-long
same shit.
review, and they actually
Didn't they find actual like what do
They
you call
found
it?
reused assets from
Assets.
the previous year's games in Madden 22.
I want to say there was one of the Madden games. It might have been 22. There was assets from like Madden 2009 in there.
that I don't
like
know.
all the way back.
Somebody had
reused.
found Madden 21 assets in Madden 22, and Angry Joe during the review gave them a shout out and put the description of the video in his video so people can go check it out.
Yeah, because if it's from the 2021 game, who says it's not from the 2020 game?
One time during his stream of Madden 22, in order to review this game, he was on the main menu, and a flicker of last year's game interface screen, the main menu popped up on his screen for a split second and went away. If you slowed it down, you can actually see the last year game menu interface pop up on the screen.
Oh my
Madden
gosh.
22 is getting ripped a new one right now because of that.
Insane.
It's insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain.
WWE 2K22 is... I'm not picking it up.
Is it actually happening?
It's actually happening, and it's coming out in March, next month.
God, one of these podcasts, you just got to go on your rant about WWE because I feel like they have not heard you in a while.
love, and that's the thing, I love WWE. I do not want to rant about them, but the stupidest things they pull is so stupid and idiotic.
Oh yeah, it's very like it's
It's
some of the, it
frustrating.
makes you wonder some of the things they end up doing because you just kind of you're I don't know you're the average viewer. You want to see character XYZ do really well, and then it's like, oh yeah, they're removed from the roster. Why?
In the midst
wanna.
of all these releases, they said they will honor anybody who asked for their release. Mustafa Ali, one of the hypest guys on that freaking roster that moves and that can strike and has a good actual in-ring competitor, asked for his release, and WWE denies him because they see value in him. How much value do you actually see in him when he's sitting back and catering every week?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not really doing much, is he?
Nope. They actually put him in a tag team for 1 week with Cesaro to face somebody. That is it. He's back in catering.
The fuck.
I'm not picking up WWE 2K22, and it's basically standing on the points of they're making this a glorified fighting game.
Oh, like
There's a heavy attack, there's a light attack, there's your grapple, there's your Irish whip, obviously, for when I throw him in the ropes or in the corner. You have to time reversals, which you've always had to do, but you have to do it with the corresponding button, I guess.
Oh, now it's not always the same.
Yeah, so if they hit you with a strike, you have to hit the strike button at the exact right time.
So now you're gonna have to memorize each different looking strike, light
Yeah.
attack. Wow.
They did do some good things for WWE. They do have new player models for the wrestlers, which is nice. They did mocap new models, new moves, and stuff like that.
Bless you.
No, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll have to see more gameplay, but as it stands right now, I'm not touching WWE 2K22 with a fucking 40-foot pole. Anything more than Nintendo Direct? Or was that it?
Okay, so we got a couple things. We're getting a Xenosaga 2.
Is that like
Or Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Oh, okay, I was about to say.
Okay. A new Fire Emblem game is coming out.
I have never played a Fire Emblem game in my life.
The Star Wars Rogue games. It was the one with Star Killer. That series is coming out for the Switch.
Wait a minute. Time out. Flagging the play. Tripping. Icing. The Force Unleashed games are coming to the Switch?
Yes.
I love that. I love everything about it. Wait a minute. Will it be like the PS3 version, or will it be like the PS2 version?
Probably the PS3 version.
The PS2 version was severely dumbed down.
The PS3 version, you mean?
No, the PS2 version was severely dumbed down.
Well, probably to fit on the PS2.
Yeah, which I don't honestly blame them. I still play my PS2.
Yeah.
Um,
So, let's see here. Let's
Pokemon
see.
news. I know.
Not
I know
Pokemon
there's
news. It's not Pokemon news. We're finally getting a Nintendo Switch Sports, but the art style looks like shit.
I've heard that. I've been seeing that.
I mean, I can live with it. I want a Nintendo Switch Sports, like you wouldn't believe. I miss playing
fuck Mario
sports.
Party. That game ruins friendships.
I can't believe.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I know. What was it? I've been waiting to hear an announcement for like any more than Nintendo 64 emulator console they have on there for like more releases, but apparently, my buddy Josh Decker found out that Earthbound is on there. Is not on the 64, but on the SNES.
Yeah, I think it recently came out. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he was playing it the other night. I've been playing a little bit of Dying Light 2. That's funny as hell. There's numerous bugs and glitches with that, by the way.
I haven't played a Dying Light yet, but I heard it's good, or at least it seems it's popular enough.
Dying Light 2 is good. It's offline is fine. You got I really rarely run into problems. Online, however, a lot of problems they need to fix. Like there's stuff you gotta open up boxes or to pick out loot and stuff or weapons. Half the time it won't let you open the box. It'll glitch and the box will stay closed no matter how many times you mash the open button. It blue screened me when I was about to get off. And I'm like, all right, guys, I'm getting off. I was playing with Jordan and Josh. All right, guys, I'm about to get off. As soon as I clicked the PS button, clicked shut off console, it blue screened me and the game crashed. So
Awesome.
But good news is that was the only crash I've had playing online for like the past 5 days with that.
Oh, that's good.
So I understand games are gonna crash once in a while. Not like WWE where it crashed and totally deletes my save file.
Ooh.
Yeah, that happened more than once, and I was pissed. Oh, dude, over 100 hours in that freaking game. Like creating my guy, get him exactly how he liked it, and then just putting the universe mode exactly how I like it. But you know, that's probably where we're gonna end it, guys.
Man, I was going on Pokemon Home in hopes to see if there was an update towards Legends Arceus or Brilliant Diamond connectivity.
Anything? Really?
Nothing.
Just competitive news shit.
You would think at this point they would have said, "Hey, Brilliant Diamond can connect to Home now."
Yeah, I think that what they're trying to do is get both of them at the same time so they don't need to do it 2 separate times.
True, that is also true.
Fair enough.
Well, I don't know. Part of me is kind of worried that, like, what is it? Is it March or June when Pokemon Day is?
Probably,
I want to say it's March or.
Wasn't it June last year?
I don't know. I want to say it was March or May. I don't know why. I think it's an M name, but I feel like around there we're gonna get either information about it or we're gonna get talk about a new game, which I don't necessarily want to talk about right now because we just got 2. I want home connectivity first.
Yeah, we don't need another Pokemon game.
I know
this year.
some people are probably like, oh well, we got 2 games in the same region. Shut the fuck up. Separate but the same. Yes. We don't need. We honestly, after the Sword and Shield DLC, we didn't need a game for the next 2 years.
No.
They could have spaced that DLC out, and we could have still been fine.
There's talks for DLC for Legends of Arceus, adding in over 100 more Pokemon.
I wouldn't necessarily want. I don't know. The way I could see them doing it in a way like they could be like, oh, a time space rift opened up, and these new Pokemon now inhabit these areas. Like, cool. But we don't really need to always just throw more Pokemon in because people are upset their favorite's not in there. This is olden days Pokemon.
All my favorites are fucking in there.
Like, the ones they throw in, I'm hoping, like, at least make sense. Like, I showed you earlier in the Galaxy Recon Squad, there's a thing that looks like Galarian wheezing.
Yeah.
If they add coughing and Galarian wheezing, or if it's already in there, that makes sense.
My thing is, they didn't need to put all of the Sinnoh-lutions in there, like Electivire and all that. If one of them was just in there, that's fine. No, they put all of them in there.
Well, yeah, saying, like, those Pokemon evolved that way in this region.
The fact that they got rid of pretty much training evolution.
Which honestly makes sense, because if you think about it, in, like, the Kanto region, Electabuzz only goes to Electabuzz because, 1, the item is not in that region, and 2, Electabuzz... Yeah, there's no Elekid in the Kanto region.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you said Electabuzz only goes to Electabuzz.
The only evolution line is Electabuzz.
It threw me off for a minute. I was like,
like, if you play Fire Red Leaf Green, you won't be able to get, well, Fire Red Leaf Green, you can get Elekid, but if you play the original region, there is no Electivire. Like, it makes so much sense timeline-wise. Like, it's like, oh yeah, the Sinnoh-lutions only existed back then in Sinnoh because Kanto was in fucking Timbuktu.
Can you imagine, since you don't need to trade the Pokemon now to get them to evolve, just hand them the item?
Yeah, the link cable item.
No. If you just give Electabuzz the
oh yeah, the trade Lucian. You're talking about the trade Lucians. I was thinking about like Machamp and stuff. There's a link cable item.
Oh no. I knew that. I'm talking about, because I'm sitting like, oh fuck, I gotta find someone to trade with. He's gotta trade it back. And all of a sudden I hear Josh go, "No, just give him the item." I go, "What?" He goes, "Just
Yeah,
hand
they
him the
fixed
item." I'm like,
They made it so much easier.
can you imagine though? This is kind of going into a theory for Pokemon.
I feel like we've been ranting for what 3 hours now.
Yeah, we're gonna end it here off my theory because I think this is gonna break Alex's mind because I don't have too many Pokemon theories, if any. So can you imagine going out through the timeline? You have Electabuzz having the power to evolve into Electivire just by handing him the item, or
Yeah,
just
by
by
using the
natural
item or whatever.
selection he evolves. Without
holding
any
the
help.
cable.
Well, it makes you wonder, how is there a wild Electivire? The Pokemon must know what the item does.
Okay, I'm assuming it's because of the time rifts. These Pokemon are being sent back and past because of the rifts.
So here's the thing though. Here's the thing on my
It
theory.
could be.
So what if Electabuzz and Electivire can't evolve without the item because of humans? So what if as the humans and Pokemon grow closer together, they lose the power to evolve on their own?
Oh yeah, 'cause
So
they
the
don't-
radiation,
they
we'll
work
say the
together.
radiation from the trading post in modern day, I hate to say it, irradiates them and gives them the power to evolve with the item.
Or it irradiates the Electrizer, powering it to.
That's what I'm
evolve.
saying. Is like something is irradiating these Pokemon, giving them radiation.
I'm sure
to
people
evolve.
have made videos on like explanations on why this item
I know,
does
but I don't
this.
have too many
No, what
theories
I'm
on Pokemon.
no, what I'm saying is it'd be cool to delve into that more.
Makes me want to go home and play Pokemon Legends now and try and complete that.
I'll probably be working on Brilliant Diamond more just because I beat Legends base story and I don't want to play the game too much and get sick of it.
Well, here's the thing. We're gonna have to end it here because Greg is spinning in the chair like a lunatic.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Greg's brain has become mush. We have talked
That was a
too
good
much.
day. It was a good day today. We recorded. We thank
What's
you
the
guys
timer
for joining
at?
us.
We've discussed
No, not that
important-
timer, the computer
important
timer.
topics of
Well, I'll tell you this
Important
right
matters.
now. Important topics. We've talked. We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes, so we're just.
Damn.
If we
I don't know
keep
why
in
I
there-
thought it was a lot longer.
I know, right? Me too. It felt a lot longer.
we
We got into some good shit though. I think that's
Yeah.
why we're having fun.
yeah, exactly.
But we thank you guys. The link for that content creator will be in the description when I upload this tonight or tomorrow. I'm hoping tomorrow I can get it uploaded.
I'll send him over some links
Yeah, I
to
will.
other content creators who are also going over this topic.
Hopefully we can get the word out on this because we're also small creators in our own right.
Very small creators.
I think we're at like 26, 27 subscribers right now.
I think my individual channel has a whole 30, but I haven't posted in like 3 years.
Well, we're almost to you, so we definitely I gotta upload the Adventures of Paul. I don't think I told Greg about that. But that's a story for another day.
Yup.
We'll see you guys later on the next Not So Fast podcast.
Peace.